I'm just a rider. I'm just a rider.
It's time to start the only way we know how, with The Warm-Up. Brought to you from our friends at Brick & Barrel. With a wonderful family atmosphere, Brick & Barrel has a beautiful beer garden and is just the place to take in a game or celebrate after. Brick & Barrel, 155 Joyner Parkway in Lincoln. The way you warm up is the way you perform. So to be the best, you gotta warm up with the best. So warm up with us as we sit down with a member of the Potters coaching staff to talk all things Potters. It's time to get loose and warm up right here on Stone's Radio Networks. It's time to start the only way we know how, with The Warm-Up. Brought to you from our friends at Brick & Barrel. With a wonderful family atmosphere, Brick & Barrel has a beautiful beer garden and is just the place to take in a game or celebrate after. Brick & Barrel, 155 Joyner Parkway in Lincoln. The way you warm up is the way you perform. So to be the best, you gotta warm up with the best. So warm up with us as we sit down with a member of the Potters coaching staff to talk all things Potters. It's time to get loose and warm up right here on Stone's Radio Networks.
And it is time for the Potters Warm-Up Show, brought to you by Brick & Barrel. Mark the Phantom Low here with our guest today, the new manager of your Lincoln Potters, Mr. John Peters. JP, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think that it's exciting to be out here. It's exciting. We got a lot of new firsts and stuff here. But just how great it is for you. You know, you're the baseball guy, so how great is it to be back here for another season?
You look forward to this all year, right? I keep that calendar. I check that day when we're coming back, you know, and the last week has been pretty slow. It felt like it went really fast.
Everything
and then
slowed
the
up a
last
little
week
bit.
was a little slow. Yeah, we're really excited. You know, it's great to see all the boys and all the, you know, just everybody, the interns, the coaches, the GMs, you guys, right? I mean, I see you randomly out about town.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just good. You know, you come every day, you know the faces you're going to see. It's just a fun time of year for me.
How long have you had with the players? Just a couple of days? I know that we'll
yesterday
talk about.
And today, yeah.
So that's it. So you throw them out for the alumni game last night, and that was a lot of fun last night.
It was so awesome.
How great for you to see some of those guys coming back.
It was
I was
so
really
huge.
impressed.
You know, communicating with them, you know, over the last 2 weeks. Hopefully it's something we can turn into a big event. But, you know, getting that thing kicked off was so much fun. Seeing all those guys, you know, catching up. What are you guys up to these days? And just, you know, the last week, you know, there was a lot of guys fired up to come. And it was so awesome that, you know, they came out and, you know, did that for us. That was so awesome. I made sure I let the guys know, man, hey, make sure you guys, you know, hang out, go talk. Yeah. You know, those are the guys that kind of paved the way, you know, over the last 6-7 years for us.
Yeah, some of the great names in there. I mean, some guy, you know, sometimes you're trying to get something started. You don't get a bunch of guys out there, but to look over there,
some dudes.
Billy Rockefeller's over there, Will's over there, and Will, I got a kick out of him. That first throw from third to first didn't go real smooth for Will.
That was a veteran bounce right there. Yeah,
he makes up for it and goes out and steals a base for him.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Oh, just great to see those guys come out here. And I know, JP, it's your first season. You're going to put your stamp on this team, and we're going to talk about it as the season goes along. But just to make mention, you worked with Ryan Stevens for 5 years. You know, he did a great job managing. You're right there with him. What's maybe one thing that you learned from Ryan, or one thing that Ryan's teams had that you really want your team to have?
It's just him, you know. He's very poised and just understanding that. I get fired up a little bit, and you know we kind of.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you know he's very poised in just everything that he was doing. It's all this is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. You know, so it's not changing a whole lot. You know, it's putting our stamp on it, and especially with the guys I brought in. Marge is with us now full time. You know, and then we got another guy coming in once he's done with this college season that'll help out, and just, you know, a little new look, but a lot of the same old moves.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your coaching staff. Mike Marchima came in a little bit last year. He's back with you. Who are some of the other guys, and what is Mike going to be? What's his duties this year?
So Mike is will be my bench coach. So he'll handle everything on the bench, talking with hitters. Brings that real big league approach to everything. We've got Brock back. Brock's going to run the pitching staff. Hey man, I don't even want to deal with it. You know what I mean? So it's
he's really come into his own, hasn't he?
He's done a really good job. I don't even have to worry about him. You know, he's had the managerial title, and I'm so lucky to have him back to be able to come and do that for me. It's like everything's just dialed in. Hey Brock, right. I need this. Boom, it's done. Right, and so it's really good to have him, and I don't have to keep any hands on the pitchers. He's got everything done, and I've got full faith in whatever he says. Man, let's rock with it.
And Caesar is back this year as well?
Caesar's back. He'll be coaching first base, and obviously works with hitters, infielders, catchers, along him working with Marge as well. So it's really good to have him because he's kind of my go-do everything guy.
Now, you made quite a name for yourself as the third base coach. Now, are you going to, with the new duties, are you still out there patrolling over at third?
I'm still going to be out there,
walking around there. And may I say, sometimes making a half-hearted effort at some ground balls that come by, sometimes you make the good move. Sometimes you got nothing to do with those things.
I know my role. If it's got... You got to say, all right, I'm out of the way of that one. I'm going to give in.
You talked about just seeing the players for a couple of days. I know there's a couple of familiar names in the lineup this tonight with Trey Furry and Anthony Perez on the mound. But tell us about a couple of guys that you're excited to see what they're going to be doing this year.
Well, so obviously those guys coming in. Cade Sanchez is here. Got a lot of whip in that swing. Really excited to see what he's going to do. And then we got some arms. Zach Malone, young guy. Really seeing. Didn't play much, but giving him an opportunity, obviously see him out there on the field, and we're still waiting on some guys, right? So we've got a ton of temp guys filling in for us, who I'm actually really excited to see. They put together a really good BP, and really just meshing well. Really good group of kids, very respectful. Everything you want to see in the first couple of days. So we're really excited, especially for just the temp group that's going to help us get over the hump until a lot of these guys start coming in. But over the next few days, you'll start seeing some guys coming in and make their way into the lineup.
Well, thanks for spending the time with us. One more thing I want to ask you is that you've experienced a couple of these, but some of these guys really haven't. Do you tell your guys at all about what an opening night at Potter Stadium, what it means? It gets a little crazy out here sometimes.
I told him, man, I was like, you got to soak it in. It's a really fun environment, and being here yesterday and seeing just the fans that were around and hanging out. I hope they're really appreciative of the love that they get here at McBean, and how great ownership is, and all the people around here that are here, hours before they are to get this thing rolling. Right? It's just such a phenomenal experience, and we did talk about that, soaking it in and understanding, how awesome this really is.
JP, thanks a lot for dropping by. We look forward to you. We look forward to watching you on the field, making your moves, and we'll talk to you again as the season rolls through. We're back with more of the pregame right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Here's a quick look back at Potter seasons past.
Find one that he can drive, and it's got to be in a certain situation, a certain location right now. Ahead in the count 2-0. There it is, line drive into right field for a base hit. Both runs will score easily, and Trey Furry has come through again for the Potters, a 2-run single, and they lead at 9-4. Just a line drive down the right field line for Trey Furry. David scores, and up the middle, and David comes in. It's going to play on a hop. 1 run scores, the throw coming to the plate, and I think, he did not get him. It's a 2-run single for Blake Burke, and all of a sudden it's a 9-8 Potters lead. Sundstrom scoring and going to second and staying as Sebring, as Burke to Cox every day, and if you know who that is, then you know what I'm saying. 2-2 coming from Schmidt. Here it is. Breaking ball hit in the air. Gaspar's going back, still going back, still going back. He reaches up, and that one is out of here. A 2-run home run for Brandon Motherall. Line drive, center field, hit very well. Barnes goes back, still going back. He's not going to get it. It's down. 1 run scores. Here comes Roselle around third. They're going to send him as well. The throw's coming in. Cut off. It's a 2-run triple for Zach Chamiso. Breaking ball is hit well to left field. It is gone. A home run by Clayton Coates, and he really turned on that one. That ball is way out of here. I mean, way out of here. A home run for Trey Furry, number 2. And I think Trey has made a statement, and that statement is, I want to be the post-game guest on the Lincoln Potters broadcast on the Stones Radio Network. That ball's hit high. It is hit far. It is gone. A 3-run home run by J.T. Walden. High fly ball. That's well hit to left field. Brum goes back, still going back, reaches up. That ball is out of here. Brennan Roselle, the Fighting Zebra alum, pounds one to left field. The Potters lead this one 12-3, and somehow he's got the flag too.
Potters fans, Potter up.
Hello and welcome to McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California for another exciting evening. Now make that another exciting season of Lincoln Potters baseball. Mark the Phantom Lowe alongside my broadcast partner, the great Stones McCoy, as well as engineer Riley. Tonight we bring you another exciting opening night as we usher in the 2023 Potters season. The opponent tonight, the Novato Knicks, but the key word tonight is new. New cameras on the broadcast, new options and new looks on the concourse, and on the field, a new manager as Ryan Stevens steps down to make way for John Peters. The JP era starts tonight, and we'll have lineups and first pitch right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
And hello, everybody. Welcome. It's opening night. Potter Stadium, Bean Stadium, Lincoln, California. Mark the Phantom Low, Stones McCoy, Engineer Riley. We're all here to bring you today's game between the Potters and the Novato Knicks. We just had a tremendous rendition of the national anthem by Sophia. We can't bring you the national anthems anymore because Francis Scott Key's ancestors or forebears or whatever found out we were doing it, and they want a piece of the pie every time we play the Star Spangled Banner. So we cannot bring that to you, unfortunately. But Sophia, a tremendous job to get us going on this opening night. Great crowd out here at McBean Stadium as the Potters prepare to open their 2023 summer season. Anthony Perez, the old Potter, is on the mound. A tremendous season last year from Anthony, wearing number 32 out of Cal State East Bay. He will be on the mound for the Potters to start this one. The Potters wearing their orange uniforms, orange on orange, which is an interesting combination, and I think I'm going to start liking it after a while. Right now I'm taking a little getting used to, but I think it's going to work for me as the night goes on. The Novato Knicks wearing red jerseys and gray pants. And, comparison to the Potters, they're just not looking at. Sectorally speaking, the Potters have this game in the bag. Perez will face a lineup of Novato Knicks that starts off with Cooper Callison, the third baseman, batting first. Then Jacob Campbell, the shortstop, hitting second. Lucas Schaefer is the left fielder. He bats third. Braden Holiday in right field, hitting in the cleanup spot for the Knicks. Nico Tejada, the second baseman, batting fifth. And Nick Tobin, the first baseman. Jaden Hong-Thew, the designated hitter, bats seventh. Lucas Townsend, the catcher. And Brandon Herter is the center fielder. Tanner Fanati, the pitcher today for the Novato Knicks, who draw heavily on the Sonoma State University baseball roster. Also College of Marin, a couple that we'll see, but mostly is Sonoma State, as the first hitter is Cooper Callison, the third baseman, and Cooper Callison is from Sonoma State Sonoma State University, and he will lead it off, left-handed hitter. He hit 288 for Sonoma and 80 at-bats this past season. Here's Perez's first pitch, and we're ready to go here. And the first pitch is a strike right down the middle, and the Potters season 2023 is underway with Cooper Callison now with an 0-1 count. Left-handed hitter, third baseman Trey Furry playing up in front of the bag. Here's the pitch. It sails outside for a ball, 1 strike. Great crowd out here getting acclimated to some new features out here at the ballpark, and we'll talk to our buddy Stones McCoy as we go on through the evening. He's usually the guy who keeps us up to date on what's happening in the stands. 1-1 pitch is high, 2-1. Now, he is very, very busy doing all these newfangled technological innovations, so I don't know what kind of time he's going to have, but hopefully we can pull him aside for just a second. And we've got new places to go get stuff. We've got new people out there. It's fantastic. 2-1 pitches outside. 3-1 on Cooper Callison. Already got some younger patrons with mammoth snow cones, or do we call them shaved ices now? It's a shaved ice. Sorry, I'd shown my age. 50 years ago, that was a snow cone, kid, and you'd be lucky to have it. Although that's way bigger than any snow cone I ever had. 3-1 pitch is high, and Callison, no, that's a strike. I'll have to look at that one on the replay and see. Looked a little high to me. Stone says no, and he's got 19 cameras, so I've got to listen to him for once. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cooper Callison getting us started here. That's hit foul back to the screen. It's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Campbell, the shortstop, on deck, and then Lucas Schaefer, the left fielder for the Knicks, also opening their season tonight against the Lincoln Potters. 3-game series tomorrow, 6:05. It's a fireworks night, and then Sunday at 1:05. It is not a fireworks afternoon. That's fouled out of play. Of course, depending on what you do on Saturday night, I guess it could be, but not scheduled to be a fireworks afternoon. I believe every Sunday is Military Appreciation Day out here at McBean Stadium. Callison steps in, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Left-hand hitter, slightly open stance. Squared up on Anthony Perez, the right-hander from Cal State East Bay. That's lined out towards center field. Coming in the center fielder, a diving stop, and it's under his glove. That is Sotomayor out there. And it's going to be picked up by the left fielder, Zach Malone, on the backup, and it's a double for Cooper Callison as Levi Sotomayor thought he would go after that one. First play of the game, why not? But he couldn't quite get to it. It wasn't hit as hard as it might have looked to Levi, and it got under his glove. But Zach Malone, an excellent backup to hold Callison to just a double. Could have been a lot worse. And here's Jacob Campbell, the shortstop. Jacob coming to us from the College of Marin, wearing number 9 for the Knicks as they have a runner at second base and nobody out here in the first inning. People just getting settled in, going out to the new what's basically a sports bar in right field now, or excuse me, down the first baseline. We'll get more on that as we go along. Perez checks the runner at second base. First pitch looked good. It is. It's in there for a strike. So behind the plate today, we've got Landon Weiss for the Potters. At third, Trey Furry. Shortstop is J.T. Maloney. Cade Sanchez at second. Tom McGrail over at first. Brandon Springer out in right. Levi Sotomayor in center. And Zach Malone in left. Anthony Perez on the mound. That's a breaking ball a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Great talk with J.P. John Peters making his debut as a Potters manager. I urge you to seek that out on the warm-up show, which is brought to you by Brick and Barrel. They are a definite presence in the stadium this year. Here's the pitch. It is in there for a called strike. 1-2 on Jacob Campbell. And I must say that Brick and Barrel or somebody, whoever's running the sports bar down the first base line, doing pretty well so far, as I believe it's a 47% occupancy rate for people carrying beers when they go back to their seats. 1-2 pitches, a fastball outside, 2-2, which is very high. The national average is about 31. So, and that's, of course, of only eligible people. The kids don't count. They've got massive shaved ices that they'll never get around anyway. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Campbell. Lucas Schaefer on deck. Swing and a miss, and Perez has the first strikeout of the season for the Potters pitching staff. A big one getting Jacob Campbell for the first out of the inning. Callison remaining at second base, and here is Lucas Schaefer, the left fielder. Lucas also out of the College of Marin. I do not know their mascot. I will endeavor to find out. I like to know those things. Sonoma State, I know, used to be the Cossacks, but I think they're the Seawolves now, which is tremendous. That one's lined out into right field. Coming on is Springer. He's not going to get it. It's on a hop. Having to hold is Callison, so he'll be held at third base as the throw is cut off by Tom McGrail, the first baseman. And it's a line drive single by Schaefer. 2 hits in the inning, first and third now with just 1 out, and Braden Holiday, the hitter. Holiday from Sonoma State University. Let's see if we can get a little bit of information on Braden. Hit .230 in 135 at-bats for the Seawolves. I'll just call them the Seawolves until someone tells me differently. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Perez. First pitch is a breaking ball, just misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Nico Tejada is on deck. For the Knicks, who are threatening here in the top of the first, little blooping line drive double by Callison led him off. Then after a strikeout of Campbell, Schaefer lines a base hit to right field. Here's the pitch. It is outside. 2-0 on Braden Holiday. Braden did have 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in for Sonoma State during the just completed season. So a little bit of pop in the bat for the right fielder. 2-0 coming from Perez. Here it is. That's grounded out towards shortstop. Big hop, flip to second for 1 over to first. Are they going to pull it? They do. Potters pull the double play, and Perez is out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, none left. Score Knicks nothing. Potters coming to bat.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, Tanner Fanati on the hill for the Knicks out of Sonoma State University. Had a tremendous season this past year, 6-3 and a 2.43 ERA to gain all conference honors. He'll be facing the first three hitters for the Potters, Aiden Isola, Trey Furry, and Cade Sanchez. Sanchez involved in that double play. Got to give credit to JT Maloney at shortstop, Cade Sanchez at second base, and Don McGrella over at first, the 6-4-3 double play to get Anthony Perez and the Potters out of a sticky situation there in the top of the first. So here is Aiden Isola, the designated hitter for the Potters. Had 3 hits last night in the alumni game. Comes out of Sac City College, out of Granite Bay High School. As JP, the new manager JP, says, I'm not giving up my third base coaching spot just because I'm the big man now. So he's down at third base with some very bright orange pants. Maybe the brightest orange we've seen on the field, and that includes Piper, who has made his appearance for the first time this season. Here's Fanati's first pitch, and it's a fastball high, 1-0, and Piper is just already in midseason form as he is entertaining the looks to be pretty much sellout crowd here on opening night. Fanati's next pitch outside, 2-0. It's hard to tell because there's always that big line down there at the sports bar, and I think that I've got to check with my guy Stones. There's a name for that bar now, and I've got to figure it out. The Brick and Barrel Backyard. 2-1, the first strike is in there. So the Brick and Barrel Backyard is actually looks a lot like a backyard on a hot summer night because there's a lot of people crowded in there waiting in line. Here's the 2-1. Aiden hits a line drive down the right field line, slicing foul out toward where the parking lot Potters. And thank you, Aiden, for hitting it out there because we've got to give a little bit of tip of the cap to the parking lot Potters. What a menu again. I'll have to check with my menu man later on as Mr. McCoy can run it down. But there's like, I think there was like 3 different dinners in one dinner. I mean, it was like 3 different entrees. Here's the pitch. Raking ball's hit out towards shortstop, picked up by Jacob Campbell on the run. He throws a little low, and it can't get scooped up at first base by Nick Tobin. Tough play by Jacob Campbell, and it's going to be an infield single for Aiden Isola. And he is over at first base. And that'll bring up Trey Furry, the Potter legend, out of Folsom Lake College at Oklahoma Baptist University. He steps in. One of the more personable Potters over the years, and that's saying a lot because they've had some tremendous, tremendous guys come through. All of them legends. Throw over to first base, and Aiden is back in. So Furry, the third baseman, Cade Sanchez, the second baseman, is on deck. Tough play on the run for Campbell as that wasn't hit very hard, and he was playing deep at shortstop. Here's Fanati's pitch. It is right down the middle for a strike to Trey. 0-1. Just a good feeling in the crowd out here, ready. As JP said it well on the warming up interview we did with him, everybody's just happy to be back. It just feels great to be back. Isola leads at first. Fanati checks over there. Here's the pitch. Furry hits it down the right field line out of play. So quickly 0-2 on Trey Furry. Cade Sanchez next, and then JT Maloney, the shortstop, batting fourth. Levi Sotomayor in center field hitting fifth, and Brandon Springer, the right fielder, hitting sixth. Zach Malone's in left. Don McGrella at first, and Landon Weiss, the catcher, will bat ninth. That one just misses the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes, an excellent waste pitch by Fanati. It wasn't that far off that corner. So it stands at 1-2. Isola over at first base. Grassy Knoll hadn't noticed it, but it is packed out there as well. Burry takes a fastball, called strike 3, and I think Trey knew it. So Fanati with his first strikeout of the day. With 1 out, that'll bring up Cade Sanchez, the second baseman. Cade coming to us from Houston, Texas. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is his university. 5'9", 190 pounds, steps in. JP, John Peters talking about him before the game. He's got a really quick bat. Really gets it through the zone quickly. He's already picked that up. He's only been with the guys for 2 days, so throw over to first, and Aiden Isola dives back in head first. He is safe. Bottom of the first, no score as of yet. Potters with a double play to pull Anthony Perez out of some trouble in the top of the inning. Fastball misses outside to Cade Sanchez. JT Maloney to follow. Fanati, as we said, 6-3 with a 2.43 ERA. And college ball, that is very, very good. So he has a little bit in the arm out there. Leading it off for the Knicks this year. That's popped up right side. Coming in the right fielder, going out is Tejada at second. It's going to be the right fielder coming all the way in, almost into the infield. That is Braden Holiday, and he will make the catch for the second out. So Sanchez pops out to right field for the second out of the inning, and that will bring up JT Maloney. Here's JT Maloney out of Sac City College, playing shortstop for the Potters. Big right-handed hitter, settles in against Tanner Fanati. That's a fastball, and it's in there for a strike, going 1. So Fanati with a little bit of heat on that ball from the right side. Ahead in the count, 0-1 on JT Maloney. Levi Sotomayor on deck. Fastball misses outside to JT, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Good to see the owners, Clifton and Isabel, in the audience tonight. Also Matt Lundgren, of course, but he's walking around all the time. I don't think he ever looks at the field until much later in the game. That's hit sharply back up the middle. Coming in is Campbell. He scoops it up, throws across the diamond, and gets him at first by a step. So Jacob Campbell with a fine play gets Maloney at first base. Nothing across for the Potters. We go to the top of the second inning. Knicks nothing, Potters nothing.
Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the Old Historic District. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the second, Anthony Perez out on the mound for the Potters. He'll face Nico Tejada, Nick Tobin, and Jaden Hyung Tu, the first 3 batters for the Knicks. Tejada, the second baseman. He also from Sonoma State, where he hit .241 in 79 at-bats this past season. Had himself a single home run. So Nico Tejada leading us off here in the top of the second against Anthony Perez, who goes from the stretch. And it's a little bit high for a ball, 1-0 on Nico Tejada. One-0 pitch is out sharply toward JT Maloney at shortstop. Gets on the big hop, throws it across the diamond and gets him by a couple steps. So 1 up, 1 down for the Knicks here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Nick Tobin, the first baseman. Nick out of Santa Rosa Junior College, a tremendous program, who were eliminated in the Community College State Playoffs by Sierra College. Beat them 2 out of 3 to advance to the state tournament, which begins tomorrow up at Folsom Lake College. Folsom Lake College also in that Final Four. Tobin takes on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. A couple of those Sierra players, I think, are slated to join the Potters as soon as that is over. That's outside for a ball, gets back to the screen. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. On Nick Tobin, Jaden Huang 2 is on deck. The designated hitter batting in the number 7 spot. He's also out of Sonoma State University. 1 out, nobody on here, second inning. Big breaking ball, misses inside. 2-1 on Nick Tobin. Opening night here at McBean Stadium. Great crowd. Having a great time exploring the new things they can do here, and including, of course, the Brick and Barrel backyard, which still has a line down there. Now Piper is getting in line with the Brick and Barrel, just trying to make himself appear like one of the guys. But I think he could probably go to the front of the line. I don't think anybody would bother Piper if he kind of cut. That's not his way. 2-1 coming up outside. 2-2 coming up makes it 3-2. On Tobin, 1 out here in the second. Lots of great new merchandise as well. The 100-year anniversary caps are the best. I mean, they're tremendous. Just a fantastic looking hat. They will be a collector's item. 3-2 coming up. Breaking ball's lined out to center field. Coming on is Sotomayor, and he can't get there. Did he get there in time? I don't think he did. It's down in front of Levi. Looked like it was going to carry out to him, and he thought it was coming out that far. Then all of a sudden took a little dip, and it's a single to center for Nick Tobin. Third hit of the game for the Knicks, and that'll bring up Jaden Huang 2, the designated hitter. First pitch is a check swing called strike. So Perez ahead in the count, 0-1 to Jaden. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance against Perez. Short lead at first base by Tobin, who singled in front of Levi Sotomayor. That one sails high and outside. Landon Weiss behind the plate for the Potters tonight, out of William Jessup. And Anthony Perez from Cal State East Bay on the mound. A little cowbell action from the crowd out here, getting things going. 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Nice block by Landon Weiss, keeping Tobin from advancing to second base. So it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Nolan Murphy, fresh from his stint as a pitcher in last night's alumni game. He wasn't treated very kindly by the current Potters when he was out there on the hill. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Although he is an imposing figure, kind of like a Grizzly Adams kind of thing, Dan Haggerty kind of a look. So he's imposing all right. Didn't help much last night, but 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's fouled out of play. I thought it was very mean when he made the entire alumni team the Dueling Dogs batter. And they had eventually one of them struck out, but it took a while. I mean, I think they acquitted themselves quite well. I mean, they got down big and came back. A nice rally late in that ball game. Here's the 2-2. Inside corner, call strike 3. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Lucas Townsend, the catcher, out of Sonoma State University. Mr. Townsend. See, Lucas, 56 at-bats on the season, hit .232 for Sonoma State. Right-hand hitting catcher. Brandon Herder, the center fielder, the number 9 hitter, is on deck. That one's hit high up in the air down the left side. Looks like it's going to get out of play, giving chase the Potters, and it is over past the grassy knoll out toward the Little League field out there, which I think they're having some sort of playoffs over there. They were yesterday, where a lot of the Lincoln Fighting Zebras who have been on the Potters, where they learned their craft out there about 100 yards to our left. Saw a couple of them last night. I really saw Isaiah and Eli Garcia out there for the Legends. 0-1. Breaking ball just a little bit high, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, here's the dog batter. So Willie finally comes through. Going to give it to Lucas Townsend. Forgot about the fact that when you're the dog batter, they make dog noises. And Stones McCoy sometimes late in the game will join in, and that is very disconcerting because he's supposed to be a professional. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tobin with a short lead. That's hit sharply out toward Maloney. Cut off by Furry. Now he's bobbling it, and everybody's going to be safe. So Townsend is going to reach on the air. First one for the Potters. Moving to second base is Nick Tobin, and now Brandon Herder is going to be the hitter with 2 out and 2 on for the Knicks. So Brandon Herder, also from Sonoma State University, settles in, left-handed hitter against the right-hander Perez. 2 outs here in the second inning. Perez checks the runner at second base. And that one's fouled down the third baseline over the grassy knoll for the first strike. So it's 0-1. Thinking so much about the Brick and Barrel backyard, I forgot about all the tremendous food options out there. We did talk a little about Fat Cat, our guy Bill over at Fat Cat, fantastic. And then, of course, Hobbies down there, representing the restaurant I never remember, Muy Ranchito Bublito. I apologize for that, just trying to get him some love. I actually I had a little treat there last night myself after the activities were concluded for the evening. Hobby treated me very well over there. 0-2 now on Herder. Top of the order, Cooper Callison on deck. Herder, open stance from the left side against the right-hander Perez. That's in the dirt. Another nice stop by Landon Weiss. A couple of times he's done that already in this game, saving his pitcher 90 feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Herder. First of a 3-game series between the Potters and the Novato Knicks. I believe this is the only time we'll see Novato this season. That's fouled back to the screen and over the top, so Brandon Herder stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tejada opened the inning, grounding out to shortstop, then a single by Tobin. Hung 2, struck out on an inside corner fastball, and then Townsend reached on an error. And we are at Brandon Herder, who is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big lead by Tobin out at second. Here's the pitch. Sails high and outside, 2-2. Maloney at shortstop and Sanchez at second, kind of playing true to their positions, which means that Tobin pretty much has the run of the place at second base. Of course, Townsend not being held on over at first by Don McGrella. 2-2 coming up from Anthony Perez. Here it is. Fouled out of play to our left. Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of games in this first 5 weeks. Kind of more games, it seems like, late in May and during the month of June than there are in July. There's a couple of breaks in the action in July, so you want to get your tickets. You want to get out here quickly. You want to do so during the June run here and get to know this ball club, as it's going to be a good one. That's fouled out of play again. As JP mentioned in the interview today, we've got more players obviously coming as their college seasons conclude, or in some cases the community college seasons conclude. But right now, got a real representative group out there. And looking forward to seeing them play this weekend against the Novato Knicks. Do it again, 2-2. Perez, I think he hit him with that one. Tried to come inside and hurt her. Hit by the pitch. That's going to load the bases and bring up Cooper Callison, who lined a soft line drive to center field his first time under the glove of Sotomayor in center and ended up at second base with a leadoff double. So Cooper is 1 for 1 in this one. Playing third base coming out of Sonoma State. As Landon Weiss goes out to talk to Anthony Perez. We've had a single, an error, and a hit by pitch in this inning. That's how the bases got loaded for the Knicks. And now the umpire's like, I gotta get home pretty soon, so can we break this up a little bit? But give him credit, he jogged back to home plate too, so he's working it. Jacob Campbell on deck, but right now it's all about Cooper Callison, who's up here with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the second. Season opener for the Potters and for the Knicks. First pitch to Callison, inside corner, call that a strike, 0-1. So Anthony gets ahead, 0-1. Checking out the VIP, the Kiln down there section. It's pretty well populated. It's really nice. They've done a lot on that too. That's fouled back. So quickly Perez ahead, 0-2. I think probably maybe about the third inning we're going to have to call in Stones McCoy for a construction update on the park, as they've done so much stuff out here to improve it, even from last year. Leaps and bounds out here, just to make it a more pleasant atmosphere and a better place to watch a baseball game, and they've done a great job. 0-2 now to Callison. Check swing down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cooper. .288 for Sonoma in 80 at-bats this season. 17 runs batted in, so making his mark at the college level, Cooper Callison. Little cowbell action from the stands. Here's the 1-2. That's high for a ball. 2-2 on Callison. Tomorrow, 6:05, it's fireworks night, the first one of the season. So come out and get your seat. Everybody loves fireworks night. I think there's about 4 or 5 of them during the summer, and they're all tremendous. They do a great job with the fireworks out here. 2-2 on Callison, who steps out and then steps back in. I say we employ the 8-second rule that they do in the pros and call him out on strikes, but no one's going to listen to that. 2-2 from Perez. It's called strike 3. So Perez gets the second call strikeout of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. We go to the bottom of the second. Knicks nothing and Potters nothing.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Sad news from McBean Stadium. Piper in the first race of the season has come in last. Actually, I think he came in second to last. I think there was one person who was maybe 2 feet tall who came in after him and slid across home plate beautifully. Great slide, but still last. Bottom of the second, Tanner Finati out there for the Knicks. He'll go on the second inning. Stones McCoy hopefully is available to pick him up right now. And Stones, I've been talking about all the improvements out here. You're the construction guy. You got the eye to look for this stuff. What's jumping out at you?
Well, there's been quite a few things done in the offseason for the Lincoln Potters. In fact, all the new chairs under the shaded section, they're all new seats. All new plastic.
Wow.
All new seats and the decking material, which you had a hard time understanding.
I never figured that out. I still don't know why they put decks on top of the seats.
It's where you bolt the seats into. That decking material, all of that's been replaced. Unbelievable.
That is a
huge thing.
That's why I have you in here, because I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh, what were you talking about?
Okay, first of all, quickly, we have a batter coming.
Yeah.
Brick and Barrel.
Backyard. The backyard.
Talk to it about. Tell me about it.
It's one of the greatest places. They have all the beer that you've ever wanted, especially when we get to the Thirsty Thursdays and all of that. It's going to be crazy over there.
All right, we'll talk more about this later. Thank you, Stones. First pitch is fouled off by Levi Sotomayor off of Tanner Finati. And Steve Stones comes in here. I wasn't even thinking about the seats and the boards and the planks and everything, and he comes in here and nails it. He nails it. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Just what they're doing, I tell you, trying to make your day a little bit better at the ballpark. I was just thinking about the beer. Line drive right back up the middle off the glove of Finati into center field for a base hit. So Sotomayor lines one up the middle. That's a clean base hit. First one of the day for the Potters. He's at first base, and here's Brandon Springer, the right fielder. Brandon also out of William Jessup, wearing number 16 for the Potters. Quite a tall gentleman. Steps in here with Sotomayor down at first base and nobody out. Zach Malone on deck. Throw over to first base, and Levi is back. So Springer settles in. Open stance from the right side against Finati. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1. We've talked about Finati. He's got a little bit of heat on that one, as evidenced by the fact that he had a really good year for Sonoma State on the mound. He's bringing his talents to the Novato Knicks for the summer campaign. Short lead over there by Sotomayor at first. He goes. The pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. So Levi didn't let the fact it was a little short lead stop him. He turned off and took off right away. But Springer swings and fouls it back over the screen. So it's 0-2 on Brandon. Just getting started here from McBean Stadium, bottom of the second. First game of the season, first of 3 against the Novato Knicks. Tomorrow 6:05 and then Sunday at 1:05. Get your tickets, check it out. You want to check out this new Potters team. Pitch is lined down the first base line. That's a fair ball. Springer rounds first, going to second, and rounding going to third is Sotomayor. Springer's in at second. The ball's cut off. He's got a double down the right field line. The Potters are in business with runners at second and third, and nobody out here in the second inning. Springer lines it perfectly down the first base line. Sotomayor made it easily to third, and the Potters got something going. And here's Zach Malone, the left fielder. Zach played center last night, playing left today. Headed towards Sac State out of Wood Creek High School. 3-year varsity letter winner for Wood Creek. Pitcher and a hitter, a standout in both for the Wolves. And now Finati is talking it over with catcher Lucas Townsend. And here comes the umpire again and said, okay, I'll give you guys a little bit of time, but let's break it up. Zach Malone, then Don Magrella, and Landon Weiss, 7, 8, and 9 for the Potters, with a chance to knock something in, get the first RBI, the official first RBI of the season here. Left-hand hitting Malone against Finati. Springer at second, Sotomayor over at third. Fastball on the corner for a strike, 0-1. Malone out of Roseville, California, said headed over to Sac State. Great baseball program over there. Another 30-win season for the Hornets. Fernandes pitch. Malone fouls it off back to the screen to our left. So it's 0-2 quickly on Zach. Two hits in the inning for the Potters. Fastball just misses that outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fernandes likes to use that outside corner on his waste pitches, and man, he doesn't miss by much over there. That one tailing away from the left-hand hitting Malone. 1-2. Outfield is pretty much straight away. And a little deeper in right. Braden Holiday is deep in right, otherwise medium deep in center and in left. Here's the 1-2. Malone fouls that one off to the left side again over the bounce house out there, which is prominently down the third baseline. So you got the bounce house down the third baseline, the brick and barrel backyard down the first baseline. So, you choose your battles. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Malone. Springer, a big lead out at second base. He's not being held on at all, so he should score on a single if it makes it to the outfield. Swing and a miss. Malone down on strikes. The fastball by Fernandes, his second strikeout of the game. So now with 1 out, Dom Magrella coming up to the plate. Dom out of Sac City College. We're number 10 today, and he is our first baseman, DHing in the alumni game last night. Right-handed hitting first baseman against Fernandes. Runners still at second and third. Look out, and that one, there's a breaking ball that didn't break. Might have broke the skin from Don Agrella, but he's going to go down to first base. None the worse for wear. Loads him up for Landon Weiss, the catcher. Landon out of William Jessup University. So he steps in with the bases loaded and 1 out. Fernandes from the stretch. Swing and a miss by Weiss. 0-1. Top of the order, Aiden Isola to follow. Potters want to get something going here with just 1 out. And the bases loaded. Fernandes again from the stretch with the bases loaded. 0-1 pitch. It is in there. Call strike 2. So he got in trouble and then quickly got ahead of the next 2 hitters. Or the first hitter, and then he hit Dom and got ahead again of Landon Weiss. I'd say down the right field line, but it's out of play over parking lot Potter territory. Tremendous dish. Too busy asking Stones about the construction. Didn't ask him about the menu today. And, of course, he doesn't remember because it's long gone. 0-2 now on Landon. High fastball. 1-2 on Landon Weiss. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the second. Tanner Fernandes on the hill for the Knicks out of Sonoma State University. Breaking ball is hit back to the screen, so staying alive, Landon Weiss. Hard breaking ball from Fernandes. 1-2. Good night for baseball. It was a little bit windy, but it's settled down just a little bit. Perfect out here. Be better if the Potters can put a couple on the board here against Fernandes. Fastball just misses outside. 2-2 on Landon Weiss. Hitting in the number 9 spot for Lincoln in this opening game of the 2023 summer season. That's lined into center field. That's a clean base hit. 1 run will score. Springer took a minute to get around third. He's going to be held there as the throw comes in and is almost cut off by the first baseman, but rolls into the catcher. Good job by John Peters at third, because Springer had a good lead, but he had to wait and see that ball got down. It was a line drive single by Weiss. He has the first RBI of the year for the Potters. The Potters have the lead 1-0 and still have the bases loaded. And here's Aiden Isola. And there's going to be a little meeting at the mound by the Knicks as Weiss got that to 0-2. Then he took a couple of really close pitches and stayed in the count. And 2-2, he wrapped that single right back up the middle to center field. And the Potters are on the board 1-0. They lead it as Sotomayor coming across the plate. He had opened the inning with a single. Springer had doubled, and then the strikeout to Malone. Hit by pitch from Magrella and an RBI single from Landon Weiss, the number 9 hitter, leading the team in RBIs with 1. And the bases still loaded. And here's Aiden Isola, who reached on a grounder to the shortstop that Campbell threw over first a little bit low, and Tobin couldn't scoop it out, so Isola reached base. Called it a hit, called it an error. It's still up in the air. It's being debated at the highest levels right now. But Aiden stepping in. A couple of hits last night in the alumni game, 3 for 3. Or 3 for his first 3 anyway. Sac City for the DH from Aiden Isola out of Granite Bay High School. Potters leading it 1-0. Look out. I think that got him. And it's going to be the RBI hit by pitch for Isola. He gets his first RBI as a Potter. And it could have been painful. I don't think it was. Springer scores. Agrella goes to third. Weiss now at second. Potters lead this one 2-0, and that brings up Trey Furry, who struck out looking his first time up. So he is very eager to atone for that, knowing Trey as we do. Right-hand hitting third baseman with the wide open stance against the right-hander Fanati. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Took a good cut at it. 0-1. It's like Luke Holt warming up in the pen for the Knicks as it called strike 2 on Trey Furry. So quickly 0-2. Cade Sanchez to follow. Potters have scored twice. 0-2 on Furry. That's chopped foul. As Noddy did not go outside as he usually does on 0-2. He went right back at Trey Furry, and he got enough on it to spoil it and stay alive at 0-2. Potters with 3 games against the Knicks. Then they have a day off on Monday, Memorial Day. Tuesday, the 30th, it'll be the Sacramento Yankees in town. That's a Thirsty Tuesday, I guess is what it is. And then on Thursday, the Yankees again for a Thirsty Thursday. It's a nice doubleheader there. That's outside. That's the waste pitch we were looking for, 1-2. So Tuesday and Thursday of next week against the Yankees. And then the Legends are in town. The Menlo Park Legends are in town for games on the 2nd, 3rd, and afternoon game on the 4th. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, call strike 3, inside corner. Good pitch by Fanati, gets Furry for the strikeout. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Cade Sanchez, who flied out to short right field his first time up. As Holiday came almost all the way into the infield to make the catch. So 3 against the Knicks, then a couple next week, Tuesday and Thursday against the Yankees, then the weekend series against the Legends for the Potters. And then they start already CCL play on the 6th of June. That's a road game at Sonoma for the Stompers. Fastball on the corner, call strike. So they get into league play very quickly after about 8 games or so. A warm-up. 0-1 on Cade Sanchez. 2 runs in for the Potters on 3 hits in this inning. Sanchez out of Houston, Texas, playing second base for Lincoln tonight. That's lined into center field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second one. There's not even going to be a throw. It's bobbled in center field. A big single by Cade Sanchez. He brings in 2 more, and the Potters extend their lead to 4-0. Agrella scores and Landon Weiss scores. Isola holds at second base. A big hit by Cade Sanchez. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Potters here in the second, and that brings up JT Maloney, who will be the 9th batter of the inning for the Potters. So a couple of really nice RBI hits, Landon Weiss and Cade Sanchez. Mix in an RBI hit by a pitch, and you've got a 4-run rally for the Potters. Fastball is in there for a strike to JT, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up back in the first inning. Oh, and 1 on JT out of Sac City. Look out, there's a breaking ball and just misses him, just misses the inside corner, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Potter's shown a little pop early on in the 2023 season with very timely base hits. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball, did it catch the outside corner? They're going to ask you to see if he swung, and he did not, according to the base umpire, who was in the middle of the field. There are only 2 umpires in this game. So it's 2-1 now on JT Maloney. If he were to reach Levi Sotomayor, who started it all with a single a little while ago, he will be next. Fastball, call strike on the outside corner. That's going to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nadi with 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3, but has given up 4 hits here in the second inning and hit a batter. Runners lead at first and second. 2-2 pitch. Swung and grounded foul down the third base line. Gave JP, John Peters, a little bit of a little problem there in the interview we had, saying how sometimes he'll try on those grounders down in the third base coaching box, and sometimes he just lets them go, and it's experience. He knows which ones to go after. That one was nowhere near him. 2-2. Fastball misses the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be going with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Beautiful night for baseball out here, as you can see from the many shots from the Stones Radio Network's cameras. 3-2. Here it comes by Finati. That's fouled out of play to our right, so we'll come back and do it again. The runners were in motion. That is Isola at second and Cade Sanchez over at first. Now they'll have to return. Going to check out the Brick and Barrel backyard, and yes, it is very well populated down there. Reports of a TV. You can sit in there just like a sports bar and check out the game. Hopefully pipe in our game. That's hit sharply out to the right. A shortstop scooped up by Campbell across the diamond. What a fine play at shortstop by Jacob Campbell to retire Maloney at first, but not before the Potters come up with 4 runs on 4 hits after 2. Potters lead this one 4-0.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the third, and now we've seen it all. The between the innings axe throwing. A new thing out here at McBean Stadium, and Stones tells me they were like rubber axes or so, what were they, Nerf axes?
Yeah, they're Nerf axes, man, with the Nerf, an axe backboard that you throw it at. But I think that went well.
I don't think so. There's one intern. I don't think he'll be back. There was a wayward axe. It got him in the neck or something. I don't know. All right, here we go. Back to the action. Top of the third, Jacob Campbell, who made a fine defensive play to end the bottom of the second, is up there. He struck out his first time up. And he has a count of, I think, 1 ball and no strikes. But nobody's paying attention because everybody's afraid of the axes. I really kind of thought they might be real in the beginning. That's hit sharply down to third. Furry scoops it up, gets up, guns it across the diamond, and gets him at first base. So Campbell is out 5-3. Lucas Schaefer is the hitter. He lined a single to right field his first time up. I mean, when the Willie Preston, the best in the business, says, hey, we're going to have axe throwing, I mean, what's a guy to think? I've never seen Nerf axes before. I kind of felt it probably wasn't real when they set up the board right by the catcher. So anything that didn't hit the board hit the catcher. So I figured we were okay. Fouled off by Lucas Schaefer. I said, Potters, they're going to make it crazy for you. I wonder if the Knights are coming back this year. The Armored Combat League or whatever it was, when basically it was just MMA with armor on. That was tremendous. But I don't know, this axe thing may catch on. Breaking ball in there, call strike 2. Quickly 0-2 on Lucas Schaefer. One out here in the top of the third. Perez works from the stretch. That one is a little bit too high by Anthony. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of a great job pitching by Perez last year. He's back for another breaking ball. Call strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Perez. He has 4 strikeouts. 3 of them call third strike. And here's Braden Holiday, who went into a double play to end the first inning. For the Knicks, 6-4-3. As it was getting a little crazy with 2 on and 1 out for Perez in the first, but he got Holiday to hit the big chopper out towards shortstop. Maloney over to Sanchez to Agrella, and the Potters were out of the inning. As that breaking ball again, but that misses inside, 1-0. And Stones nods his head in affirmation. Either I finally got one right or the umpire did. So, I mean, either way, we're just trying to, it's 2 guys trying to do their best, Stones. We're doing our best, man. Fastball that is on the outside corner. Evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just love looking at all the people back here. Welcoming Potters baseball back to Lincoln for another season. Season number 7 of the recent vintage. Season, of course, number 100 historically, and we've got the caps to prove it. The 100th anniversary Potters caps. I don't know the mechanism to buy them. I don't know where you go or anything. Only you can come here and go to the game and buy one. That's a great idea. I would do that. 1-2 on Holiday. Breaking ball is hit high up in the air toward left field. Zach Malone moving over. He seems to have a beat on it in left center and makes the catch for the third out. Good inning by Anthony Perez in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Potters up in this one 4-0.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Welcome back. Bottom of the third. Potters lead this one 4-0, scoring 4 times in the second inning. Levi Sotomayor, then Brendan Springer, and Zach Malone, the first 3 hitters, against Tanner Finati, working his third inning for the Knicks. And they've got some activity. The 2 guys throwing in the bullpen First pitch is in there for a strike to Levi. Singled and scored back in the second inning. I know Luke Holt was throwing it earlier. That's a fastball. That's also in there for a strike. I think maybe the guy I thought that was throwing, it might be just a coach kind of supervising out there. Here's the 0-2. That's hit sharply out to the left of second base, picked up by Tejada. Nico throws it over to first to get him by a couple of steps. And Levi is retired 4-3. And Brandon Springer coming to the plate. Brandon, first time up back in the second inning, lined a double down the first base line between the first baseman and the bag. Nick Tobin couldn't make the play on it. Went down into the corner, and Brandon, instrumental in that inning, later scored. So he is 1 for 1 out of William Jessup University. He fouls that one down the right field line again. Watch out, parking lot Potters. Of course, I think they're probably in here. Checking out the bullpen cam. Oh, 0-1 on Brandon Springer. Breaking ball's fouled down the right field line again. Off the screen over there. So quickly 0-2 on Brandon Springer with Zach Malone to follow here in the third inning for the Potters. Potters start CCL play on the road on June 6th against the Stompers. Then on the 7th, they're back against the Stompers right here. That's outside. So they got the Stompers 4 times in 5 days. 3 of those 4 are on the road. Up in Sonoma. That's lined into left field by Springer. That's down for a base hit. That may get to the fence as well, and it does. And Brandon rounds first, heads in for second, and pulls in there with his second double of the day. And he's going to find himself becoming a fan favorite if he keeps lining doubles down the line. And Brandon at second base with 1 out. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, and here's Zach Malone. Out of Roseville, California, Zach Malone. Wood Creek High School. Left-handed hitter, struck out his first time up, so he is 0 for 1 in this one. Swing and a miss at that one. 0-1 on Zach Malone. Left-hand hitting Malone against the right-hander Tanner Fanati. That is on the outside corner. 0-2 on Zach Malone. 5 hits for the Potters off Fanati, who is ahead of Zach Malone. 0-2 here. Springer out at second base, getting a little bit of a lead out there, but Campbell shadowing him at shortstop, trying to keep him close. Malone waits for the 0-2. Noddy looks back at second base, bluffs the throw, nobody there. So it stays at 0-2. I want to thank all of our sponsors. You see them flashing up on the screen as you watch. Support those who support the Potters. That's our motto. Fastball just misses. Fanati with that waist pitch he throws that just misses that outside corner. 1-2 on Zach Malone. Don Magrella on deck. Potters with 4 in the second. They lead at 4-0. Anthony Perez threw 3 innings for the Potters. Springer leading off at second base. Fanati's taking a lot of time. Here's the pitch. Fouled down the third base line. That is out toward the dugout. Past the dugout out toward the bullpen, but it drops harmlessly. So still going is Zach Malone. Stones McCoy said he saw somebody with the famous beer bat, but I haven't seen anybody. I don't know if that contract. I think it was banned in like 11 states because it led to a lot of weird stuff. It's including Stones and I. Well, it doesn't really. We don't really need to go back over that. It takes a lot to master the thing. I'll just use it. I'll just say it that way. It takes a little practice, okay? But once you practice it, swing and a miss. Got him on strikes again. So Malone is down. That's 4 strikeouts for Tanner Fanati, and he's got 2 outs, runner at second base, and Dom Magrella coming to the plate. Dom hit by a pitch his first time up. and scored back in the second inning out of Sac City College. Fanati checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Good looking pitch. 0-1 to Don Magrella. Landon Weiss, the catcher, the number 9 hitter on deck. Bottom of the third here, 4-0 Potters. Tanner Fanati for the Knicks. Anthony Perez for Lincoln. There goes Springer. Stepping off as Fanati throws it to third. The tag applied, and Springer is out. So Brandon just was about one step away from making it, but Fanati woke up a little bit too early for Brandon. He throws him out trying to go to third. No runs, one hit, nobody left. After 3, Potters 4, Knicks nothing.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team that helps keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the fourth, Anthony Perez still out on the hill for the Potters. So far, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed. And he has also struck out 5. First pitch is in there for a strike. Make that 4, 3 of them looking. And Nico Tejada is the first hitter. He grounded to shortstop his first time up back in the second inning. Swinging a miss high fastball. So quickly Perez ahead in the count 0-2. We saw Devin Martin, right-hander out of Citrus Heights, go down to the Potters bullpen, see if he's going to loosen up down there. 0-2 pitch coming from Anthony Perez. High. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Landon Weiss behind the plate. Trey Furry's down at third. JT Maloney at shortstop. Cade Sanchez at second. And Don Magrella at first. Brendan Springer out in right. Levi Sotomayor in center. And Zach Malone in left field. That's your Potters defense. 1-2 pitches hit high up in the air, short to left field. Malone's moving over. Now he's moving back almost out to the warning track and makes the catch. So carried a little bit, but Malone stayed with it. He's played left field very well. The sun not that bad out there today, but still some sun in his eyes. But Zach handled that one easily. And Tejada is retired, flying out to left field. Here's Nick Tobin, who singled his first time up. So Nick is 1 for 1. Out of Santa Rosa Junior College, Nick Tobin. That's a high fastball from Anthony Perez. 1 ball and no strikes. Santa Rosa, I think, finished first in the regular season in the Big 8 Conference. Made it to the quarterfinals of the state tournament where they lost 2 out of 3 to Sierra College. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Nick Tobin. Perez working from the stretch. Fastball is outside. 2-1. Here's Don from the parking lot Potters. Enjoying a beverage out of the Brick and Barrel backyard. As well, he has earned it, sir. Earned it very much. 2 balls, 1 strike on Nick Tobin. That one just misses the outside corner. 3-1. Couldn't be handled by Weiss. Might have been called a strike had he caught it. That's the old rule, but it still, I think, holds true. Umpires, if you don't catch it, they're not likely to give you the benefit of the doubt. That one was close to the outside corner. 3-1 now on Nick Tobin. Jaden Huang 2 is on deck. That's lined into right field. That's another base hit for Nick Tobin. So Nick is 2 for 2, picked up out there by Brandon Springer. Returned to the infield. 4th hit for the Knicks, 2nd for Nick Tobin. And here's Jaden Huang 2, the designated hitter who struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. And he's got a word for the umpire, whether to remind him, hey, that was me last time you rung me up. Maybe, give me a break this time, or maybe just saying hi. You never know. Left-handed hitting DH out of Sonoma State University, waits for the pitch from Perez and lines it foul down the third base line. Swing 2, 0-1. Tobin out at first base. Having a little chat down there, it looks like, with Don Magrella. Or maybe it's his first base coach, but I don't see him anywhere. So he's probably incognito down there. Gets a short lead at first. Here's Perez. Swing and a miss. Nice looking fastball by Anthony. He is quickly up 0-2 in the count to Jaden Huang 2. Lucas Townsend, today's Dueling Dogs batter, is on deck. Here's the pitch. Fastball call, strike 3 on the inside corner again. Jaden looks like the deja vu is struck as he is walking disbelievingly off. It's the 5th strikeout by Anthony Perez, the 4th one of those that has been on a called 3rd strike. So 2 outs, and here's Lucas Townsend, who reached on an error his first time up. He is the Dueling Dog batter of the game. Out of Sonoma State University, the catcher. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. 1/3 of the way to half price off Dueling Dogs offerings for the remainder of the inning. If you're a fan, you always want it to be the first guy in the top of the inning so you have more time, but I guess that as long as it happens, it's fine. 0-1 coming from Anthony. Swinging a foul into the catcher's glove, so that is 0-2 on Lucas Townsend. Brandon Herder, the center fielder, the number 9 hitter in the on-deck circle for Novato. Getting their season off to a start, same as the Potters are. Of course, they're doing it on the road. Hanging out in Lincoln with a great crowd out here. 0-2. Chopped up back to the pitcher. Perez has it, underhands it to first, and gets it there just in time to get Townsend. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Potters lead it 4-0.
Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Bottom of the 4th, Potters lead this one 4-0. The air guitar contest was just conducted between innings. Piper the Peacock against a kid who's like maybe 3 feet tall. And all he did was kind of like just look like he was shaking and playing a guitar, and I think he's got the victory. So congratulations to the young guy who got himself a win in the first air guitar contest of the season. Usually there's more than one combatant out there with Piper, but it was a one-on-one duel, and Piper came out on the short end, and probably deservedly so. Don Magrella is going to start us off in the bottom of the fourth. Number 8 hitter will be followed by Landon Weiss, then the top of the order, Aiden Isola. Magrella was hit by a pitch and scored back in the second. He was at the plate when Brandon Springer was thrown out trying to steal third in the bottom of the third. So he gets himself another chance. From the right side, Fanati's still out on the mound, and his first pitch is fouled down the first baseline over toward the on-deck circle where Landon Weiss picks it up. 0-1 on Don Magrella. So we thought Fanati might be replaced after the third inning. Had some activity in the bullpen, but he is back out there for the fourth. His fastball is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucas Townsend behind the plate for Novato. Cooper Callison at third. Jacob Campbell at short. Nico Tejada at second. Breaking ball catches the inside corner, called strike. Nick Tobin at first. Braden Holiday in right field. Brandon Herder in center. And Lucas Schaefer out in left. 1-2 on Don Magrella. Takes that one on the outside corner, off the outside corner, 2-2. Just a little bit too far out on the pitch by Fanati. He works from the windup with nobody on base. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball's lifted out in right field. Coming on, and I think Holiday fell down. Now he gets back up. He's not going to get to it, though. It drops in front of him for a base hit. Holiday got a good jump on it and then slipped. And by the time he got up, the ball had hit the ground, and Magrella has a base hit for the Potters. Their 6th of the game, his first. And here's Landon Weiss, who came up with a huge RBI single back in the second, so he is 1 for 1. Catcher out of William Jessup University is up here with a runner at first and nobody out on the bloop slip single by Don Magrella. Fastball in that corner, call strike 1. Good looking pitch to Landon Weiss, who was 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored so far for the Potters. Throw over to first base. Getting back is Don Magrella. Does it head first. 0-1 on Landon Weiss. Short lead at first. Here's the pitch, and it is a little bit outside, a little bit high. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fanati checks the runner at first base. 1-1 pitch, swung on a miss. Good looking fastball. 1-2. You got the times you see Fanati, you can see why he was 6-3 with a really good ERA of 2.43 for Sonoma State. Got a really live arm. Potters just put together a couple of really timely hits back in that second inning. 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner, and it's fouled off down the right field line. So Agrella took off on the 1-2 pitch, and Landon Weiss spoils it. Dom's going to have to return. The Sac City product is over at first base with nobody out here. Bottom of the fourth. Potters with the 4-0 lead. Fanati with 64 pitches so far. 1-2 coming up. Here it is. Breaking ball, call strike 3, and he knew it. So Weiss is out on strikes. That's 5 for Fanati. And here's Aiden Isola, who reached on an error in the first inning and was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the second. So he's 0 for 1. He does have an RBI in this game. Aiden out of Sac City College by way of Granite Bay High School. DHing for the Potters today. 1 out and 1 on here in the fourth. Breaking ball inside for a ball, 1-0. Catcher Lucas Townsend throws that one out of play. Fanati gets a new one. 1-0 on Isola. Trey Furry on deck. There's activity in both bullpens now. Getting into the bottom of the fourth inning. First game of the summer season. Here's the pitch. It is in there for a call strike. 1-1 on Aiden Isola. That's hit over down to third base, picked up by Callison. He's going to go to second for one, back to first, and they did not get Aiden Isola at first base. So force out from third to second erases Agrella. And at first base is now Aiden Isola with the fielder's choice. 2 outs, and here is Trey Furry, who has struck out looking twice so far in this first game of the season. So Trey wants to get his bat on one here in his third appearance at the plate. Isola over at first base and 2 outs. First pitch is popped out of play by Trey. Back to our right, so it's 0-1. Cade Sanchez on deck. But 2 outs, so Furry's going to have to keep it going for the Potters if they're going to add on to that 4-0 lead. Picked up 4 in the second inning. Isola leads off, and the throw over to first base makes Aiden dive back in, which he does. 0-2. Or 0-1. It should be 0-1. Yeah, 0-1. 0-2 on the scoreboard, 0-1 in your heart. Throw back over to first base. A little bit too late. Trey out of Folsom Lake College. As we said, they are in the state championships, community college championships. They are hosting those starting tomorrow. Furry takes outside. Good hold up on that one by Trey. 1 ball and 1 strike. Folsom Lake and Sierra representing the North in that Final Four. Trey made his way to Oklahoma Baptist University. Isola inching off at first base. Furry takes call strike. 1 ball and now 2 strikes. I think the umpire was looking at the scoreboard. It said 2 strikes on the scoreboard. I think he did his ring up for his second strike. You know, it's early in the year for him too. 1-2 coming up. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 5th inning. Potters lead this one 4-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport. Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the old historic district. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Devin Martin, the new pitcher for the Potters, the right-hander coming out of Sierra College, coming out of Citrus Heights by way of Sierra College. He will replace Anthony Perez, who went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 5, and held the Knicks scoreless and leaves the game with a 4-0 lead. And Martin will face Brandon Herter, then the top of the order, Cooper Callison and Jacob Campbell. Martin, a returner to the Potters, the big right-hander, is out here to take over in the top of the 5th of a 4-0 Potters lead. First of 3 against So Martin facing Brandon Herter, who was hit by a pitch his only time against Anthony Perez. First pitch is a fastball, catches that outside corner, 0-1 on Brandon Herter. Out of Sonoma State University. Fastball, same spot, same call, 0-2 quickly on Brandon Herter. 9-1-2 for the Knicks. That's fouled back to the screen. Another fastball that was a little bit higher than the other two, but still a really good pitch. Cooper Callison comes and picks the ball up off the screen, hands it back to the umpire. Obvious attempt to curry favor with blue. And I salute that. 0-2 coming up. That's hit sharply down to third. Furry with a nice diving stop, but it's through there into left field for a base hit. So Trey tried to dive to his left and get that one, but it was by quickly. Herder hit it very hard down the left field line. And he is at first base with the single. 5th hit for the Knicks in this one. And Cooper Callison coming to the plate. Third baseman, leadoff hitter. Doubled in the first inning, then struck out in the second. Both of those, of course, against Anthony Perez. So he is 1 for 2. Herder with the sharp single to left field. Gets a decent lead over at first base. Here's the pitch. And it is just a little bit outside and low. 1-0 on Cooper Callison. Jacob Campbell to follow. Callison opened the game with a soft liner to center field that Sotomayor tried to make a diving play on and couldn't do so. That one is on the corner for a strike, so even it up at 1-1. Zach Malone backed him up, or it could have been even worse than the double. Callison stayed there, moved over to third on a single, but then a double play ended the inning for the Potters. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes, the pitch is high, the throw, beautiful throw by Weiss down to second, but not in time as Herder slides in. Just a little bit too much of a jump. Landon Weiss with a really fine throw, but Herder just too quick and too much of a jump, and he's in there underneath the tag. He's at second base now. A 2-ball, 1-strike count on Cooper Callison. Cooper, playing for Sonoma State, was a .288 hitter last season. Here's the 2-1. That misses outside and high, so 3-1. 17 runs batted in on the campaign for Callison. Left-handed hitter with an open stance against the big right-hander Devin Martin. Fastball misses outside, and Callison gets the base on balls. So first and second, nobody out, and Jacob Campbell coming up to the plate. Campbell is struck out and grounded out, so he is 0 for 2. Out of College of Marin. Right-handed hitter up here with runners at first and second. Nobody out in the top of the 5th. First pitch is fouled off to our right. Quickly 0-1. Lucas Schaefer on deck, number 3 hitter in the order for the Knicks. Also from the College of Marin. Anthony Perez went the first 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. Devin Martin in here. There goes the runners. The pitch is down low. Weiss's throw to third is beautiful again, but just a little bit too late. And in there is Herder. Furry made the catch, tried to make the tag, and kind of fell down over there. Staying at first base was Callison. So Herder is singled and stole second and third. He's over at third base with nobody out. Thought the pitch was a little bit low. Is it? We've got an 0-1 count. We'll see. Yeah, it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Thank you, Mr. Umpire, for putting the fingers up. 1-1. Herder with another good jump to go from second to third. Another excellent throw by Weiss, just a little bit too late. So Knicks have something going here in the top of the 5th. First and third, nobody out. A 1-1 count on Jacob Campbell. Martin's pitch is low and inside, so it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Potter scored all their runs in the bottom of the second. Been successful so far in keeping the Knicks off the scoreboard, and that one's down low again, 3-1. But Novato putting something together here on the top of the 5th with runners at first and third and nobody out. Runners going from first, but it's going to be ball 4, so it won't matter. As going down to second base is Callison. A single, a couple stolen bases, and 2 walks has loaded the bases for the Knicks here in the 5th. And Lucas Schaefer coming to the plate. Schaefer singled in the 1st and struck out looking in the 3rd, so he is 1 for 2. And we're at a little meeting at the mound by the Potters, so go out and have a little bit of chat out there as the bases are loaded. Brock Raggett, as we said, the pitching coach this year for the Potters. And let's take a little bit of a break and step back for just a second here. We have the bases loaded in the top of the 5th. The Potters sporting a 4-0 lead.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
And we are back as the meeting is over. The commercial is over, and we are ready to go. Bases loaded. Lucas Schaefer coming up to the plate. The left fielder, as we said, 1 for 2. Braden Holiday, number 4 hitter on deck. Right now it's all about Lucas Schaefer. Potters playing Furry, even with the bag at 3rd and the same at 1st with Agrella. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike 0-1. Nice pitch by Devin Martin. I think the middle infielders will probably go ahead and try to get 2 with a 4-run lead. It's 0-1 now on Lucas Schaefer. Fastball swung on and missed on the inside corner. 0-2 quickly. So Martin, whatever was said out there, so far after 2 pitches is looking pretty sharp. So he is ahead 0-2 in the count. Oh, 2 pitch coming up from Devin. He's from the stretch. Fastball misses outside. Try to get Lucas Schaefer to offer at that one, and he holds up 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of people out there in the kiln down the right field line today for special occasions and stuff. 1-2 pitch. It is on the corner, call strike 3. Big pitch by Devin Martin. Big strikeout, getting Schaefer looking. And that'll bring up Braden Holiday, who's grounded into a double play and fly to left. So Braden is 0 for 2, putting the ball in play, not getting anything out of it quite yet. The big right fielder steps up to the plate. Braden also out of Sonoma State College. First pitch is just a little inside. 1-0 on Braden Holiday. He had 4 home runs during the recent season with the Seawolves. So a little pop in the bat for Holiday, playing out in right field today for Novato. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Took something off that one, did Devin Martin. And he is even in the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a group of about 6, I'm going to say 8, 9, 10-year-olds right behind home plate, making the calls, calling the balls and strikes, and doing a fine job back there. That's a fastball, misses inside. 2-1. Holiday followed by Nico Tejada. Braden hitting the number 4 spot in the next order. Cowbells are ringing here. 2 balls and 1 strike. Check swing, it's in there. He went 2-2. Reminder, if you're coming out to the game tomorrow, it's a 6:05 first pitch, a fireworks night. So you want to get out here a little bit early. Tonight, the 6:35 first pitch. Here's the 2-2 from Martin. Outside, nice block by Landon Weiss. Again, saving his pitcher 90 feet, and now we set up a 3-ball, 2-strike situation with just 1 out here in the 5th. Devin Martin and Braden Holiday squaring off, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's fouled out of play, so we heighten attention just a little bit more as Holiday reaches out and pokes that one over to our right. Stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martin from the stretch. 3-2 pitch on the way. Down in the dirt, ball 4. So Holiday walks, gets himself an RBI as Herder scores. Third walk of the inning issued by Martin. Still just 1 out, and now Nico Tejada at the plate. He is grounded to short and flied pretty deep to left field his last time up. So Nico 0 for 2, but has put the bat on the ball, made some solid contact both times. He's up here with a chance to do some damage for the Knicks as they trail it now 4-1 with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 5th. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Might have helped out Devin Martin on that one, so it's 0-1. And it's just nice at the Brick and Barrel, the backyard. They just come out with it today, first time, and it seems to be very popular down there. Seems to be very, very popular. Well populated is what I'm saying. 0-1 coming up from Martin. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. Beautiful looking pitch. Nick Tobin, who's got a couple of base hits so far today, he's on deck. But Martin's job right now, of course, Nico Tejada. Callison, Campbell, and Holiday on the bases. Here's the pitch. Check swing. I think he went around. Yes, he did. He's punched out by the field umpire. Second strikeout of the inning for Devin Martin. And here's Nick Tobin. A tough out so far. The Santa Rosa Junior College first baseman singled in the second and singled in the fourth. So that makes him 2 for 2 by my count. He's up here in a big situation right here with the bases loaded. But now 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Pitch. Nice play by Weiss. Blocked that outside pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good feeling for a pitcher knowing he has a catcher back there who's going to bail him out, as Landon Weiss has done many times tonight for both Anthony Perez and Devin Martin. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike off the right-hand hitting Tobin. Fastball is inside. 2-1. Moves Tobin back a little bit. 2 balls and 1 strike. No activity that we can ascertain out in the Potter's pen. Not sure how many pitchers they have on hand here today, early in the season as it is. And they do have 2 more games this weekend. Tomorrow at 6:05, then Sunday afternoon 1:05 against the Knicks. 2-1 pitch coming from Martin. Inside again on the fastball. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. That's popped up. Right side second baseman moving over. That is Sanchez, and he makes the catch in short right field. So nice job by Martin to get out with just 1 run. He left 3, and after 4.5, the Potters lead this one now 4-1.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, bum, bum.
I don't think so.
It's time to start the only way we know how, with the warm-up. Brought to you from our friends at...
There we go. Jeez. We've got people walking up here.
I'll tell you, Stones. I was
going
to say you've done so much to improve everybody's, time at the ballpark. I thought we'd kind of bring everything down by having you come out and do your. We started this in American River, the Stones McCoy mid-game report. We're halfway through this one. Potters lead 4-1. So what do you see, Stones McCoy?
Well, I see Anthony Perez coming back out here, donning the Potters uniform again, and just doing what Anthony Perez does, coming out here and throwing strikes, getting some strikeouts, and really doing his best to keep the Knicks off the board, and he did that. And, we got, pitching change, and we're still finding our legs as
Yes,
pitchers here.
yes.
And, so getting out of a big jam there, bases loaded, only giving up 1 run. Huge a deal for the Potters.
4 runs in the Potters' second. What about some key timely base hits?
Absolutely. No, we've had some really nice base hits. A shot out there in the left center field. We're moving and we're stealing bases. Things are looking good for the Potters early in Game 1.
Thank you, Stones McCoy. The Stones McCoy Mid-Game Report is a product of the Stones McCoy Stones Radio Networks, of which Stones McCoy is the president and sole proprietor, so you can connect the dots right there and find out how that came to pass. Cade Sanchez, the first hitter in the bottom of the 5th, and he takes that one. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Cade with a fly out to right and a 2-run single. As my attendance figure, 1,454 people, and we thank each and every one of them, and I will do so personally if I have to, just to show them how much I appreciate them being out here. 2-1 now on Sanchez, the big 2-run single back in the second. We talked about the timely hit in left center. That's the one that Stones was referring to. Sanchez takes that one on the outside corner as well. Venati still out on the mound for the Knicks. He's given up 6 hits and 4 runs. Breaking balls hit down the left field line, foul. He's also struck out 6 in the game through 4 innings. Sanchez, the first hitter in his 5th inning. Cade, as we said, 1 for 2 so far in this one. Out of Houston, Texas. Texas A&M Corpus Christi for Cade Sanchez. Here's the 2-2. Off-speed pitch is fouled back to the screen. Stones McCoy making a great point about Anthony Perez. Man, that's a guy you just give him the ball and tell him to go out and do his job, and he goes out and he does his job. 4 hits and no runs over 4 innings of work with 5 strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. Check swing is fouled down the first base line, but that's what he did. He's done for the Potters in the past. He goes out there and he just does his job, and you can rely on him to eat up some innings, and that's exactly what he did tonight. 2-2 pitch. Fastball call, strike 3, outside corner. And Sanchez is down on strikes. That's 7 strikeouts for Venati through 4 1/3. And here's JT Maloney, who's grounded out to shortstop twice. The second one was a fine play by Jacob Campbell out there, going to his right and throwing him out from the hole there to get JT at first base by a step. Shortstop out of Sac City College. First pitch is on the corner for a strike, 0-1. Levi Sotomayor on deck. 3, 4, and 5 for the Potters. That's a nice breaking ball, but just misses that outside corner for Venati. Evens the count, 1 ball and a 1 strike. Same idea outside again, 2-1. Lucas Townsend behind the plate for the Knicks tonight, playing the first of a 3-game set against our Lincoln Potters. 2-1 pitch. Swung and fouled into the catcher's glove. 2-2. Sacramento Yankees are the opposition middle of next week on Tuesday and on Thursday. Fastball is outside. Then the Menlo Park Legends come in for the weekend series, the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th. The 4th on Sunday will be another 105. Tuesday and Thursday, both Thirsty Thursday nights, even though it's a Tuesday. Swung on and missed on a breaking ball, and Venati has his 8th strikeout of the game as Maloney is down on strikes. 2 outs, and here's Levi Sotomayor. Left-hand hitting center fielder, singled and scored back in the 2nd, and then grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd. So he is 1 for 2. The Sac City product. Left-handed hitter, open stance against Tanner Venati. Lines that one out into right center field. Nobody's going to get that one. Rounding first, headed for 2nd. And that is going to be bouncing over the fence out there in right field for a ground rule double. Or as we call it, an automatic double. So Sotomayor with a real nice looking swing. Put that one out there to right center. Nobody had a chance at it. Takes 1 hop and goes over the fence out there. Probably over the Lincoln Potter sign. And that'll bring up Brandon Springer, who's been very impressive tonight with a couple of doubles in his debut as a Potter, the product of William Jessup University. About 6'3", 6'4". Lined it down the right field line, lined it down the left field line, and he is 2 for 2. Sotomayor picking up his 2nd hit of the game. Breaking ball, nice pitch in there on the inside corner, called strike one. 0-1 to Springer. Playing out in right field for Lincoln tonight. John Peters, his debut as a manager for the Lincoln Potters. Another breaking ball. That one's down low in the dirt, blocked by Townsend. Evens the count at 1-1. Now, I'm sure JP has, piloted the team through the first 5 years once or twice, unofficially under Ryan Stevens, but this is his team now, and the JP era has started. Bottom of the fifth, 2 outs. Fastball outside, 2-1 on Springer. Brendan reaches, then Zach Malone is on deck. Now he's taking his time getting his sign from Lucas Townsend. Sotomayor with a good lead at second. He's going. The pitch is grounded out towards second base. Tejada has it on a hop over to first for the out. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 6th inning. Potters lead this one 4-1.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Welcome to the top of the 6th inning. Momentarily taken aback as Logan Bell has taken the mound, number 27 for the Potters. As Perez went 4, then Martin went the 1 inning, gave up 1 run, struck out 2, and now Logan Bell coming at us from Lisbon, Ohio, and Bowling Green State University. Right-hander, another Potters returnee, and he'll face Jaden Hyung-Thu. Then Lucas Townsend and Brandon Herter, the bottom 3 in the order for the Novato Knicks, who scored once in the top of the 5th, but they still trail it 4-1. So Logan Bell, the 3rd pitcher for the Lincoln Potters. We've got the dance contest going out with Piper presiding over like dozens and dozens of young people out there, and we've got ourselves a winner. And he probably promptly tries to high-five. Piper hits him in the nose, or beak, I guess it's called technically. And everything seems it's going to be okay because everybody's settled down now. But Potter runs a mean dance contest in the beginning of the 6th inning. He always runs the contest at that time, and he does. I got to give Piper a little bit of credit. He does a tremendous job. And the participation is universal almost. Here's Bell's first pitch. And it is in there for a strike to Jaden Hyung-Thu, who has to feel a little victimized because he's struck out twice looking, both times on a pitch that he felt was quite a bit inside. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Townsend to follow, then Herter. As we are in the 6th inning here. Fastball's a little bit low, and Jaden has to a little bit hesitant about taking any 2-strike pitch the way his luck has been running so far tonight. Bell from the windup, the pitch. Breaking ball's hit out towards shortstop. Maloney's got it. Going to have to hurry to get it over to first base, and he does by a step. Nice play by J.T. Maloney, and Hyung-Thu is retired. 6-3 for the first out of the 6th inning. It brings up the dueling dog batter of the game, Lucas Townsend, the catcher. He has reached on an error and grounded out. So he is 0 for 2, and if he strikes out, then the dueling dog products are 50% off for the rest of the inning. So far, he has foiled the efforts to get a discount on the beverages. But the Brick and Barrel Backyard has not been suffering from anything. He hits that one sharply but foul down the third base line on a breaking ball from Logan Bell. The Backyard's doing just fine without that discount, but, nice to see. I remember back in the early days of the Potters, whenever there was a half price, you'd see half the crowd get up as soon as the third strike was recorded. Those were the days. 0-1 pitch from Logan. In the dirt for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike, top of the 6th, 1 out. Potters lead 4-1. All runs coming in the second inning for Lincoln. Here's Bell's 1-1. Swung on and fouled into the catcher's glove, makes that 1-2 on Lucas Townsend. And there comes Willie with the 2 strike, trying to get the crowd going. It's get a little cowbell going out here. Usually when he says, give me some cowbell, he gets a lot of cowbell. And a big crowd out here, over 1,400 for the season opener. Here's the 1-2 from Logan Bell. That's chopped down the third base line. It is foul. Activity in the bullpen for the Knicks as well. They've had activity for a while, but Fanati looked very strong in the 5th inning. Got 8 strikeouts through 5. So 1-2 still on Lucas Townsend. One ball and 2 strikes. It's like Nick Herman throwing, the right-hander out of, guess where, Sonoma State University. He's loosening up in the pen for Novato. Here's the 1-2 from Logan. Chopped down to third. That's a fair ball right to Trey Furry across the diamond. Whips it over to first base to Don Magrello, and the second out is recorded. Townsend grounding out to third base. 2 outs, and here's Brandon Herder, who has been hit by a pitch and singled. He has scored the only run for the Knicks. He singled back in the 5th, stole second, stole third, eventually scored on a bases-loaded walk, but he did everything he could to get himself in that position. He's up here against Logan Bell. It's a fly ball out into left center field, giving chase to Sotomayor from left field. The diving try. Did he make the play? No, he didn't out there. Great try by Zach Malone in left field, but Herder drops it in there for a base hit. Second hit for Brandon Herder. Just barely out of the reach of Zach Malone in left field. Sotomayor closing from center, but Zach had the best try at it. Couldn't make the play, and Herder now is down at first base with 2 outs. 6th hit of the game for the Knicks, and now Cooper Callison at the plate. He has doubled, struck out, and walked. Left-hand hitting third baseman in the leadoff spot today for Novato. Bell throws it over to first base to try to keep Herder close, as he was paying attention last time Brandon reached base. Weiss made some good throws to try to cut him down. It was just he had a little bit too much of a jump off Martin's delivery, the big haul Devin Martin. Here's Bell to the plate. That's grounded out towards second base. Scooped up out there and thrown over to first base by Cade Sanchez, and that's the end of the inning. Good job by Logan Bell. He's out of there with just 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Potters lead this one 4-1.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats, fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, Kids Zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
So Nick Herman has come in for the Novato Knicks. The right-hander out of Sonoma State will take over for Tanner Finati, who went the first 5 innings of the game, gave up 7 hits, and struck out 8. He's responsible for the 4 runs the Potters put up on the board, all in the second inning. It's just a little miff, though, because they had the bat spinning competition between innings, and Will Law, Potter legend, was out there. He's going to spin around. What you do, you put the bat on the ground and you spin around it, and then you try to run to tag the object person. And unfortunately, Stones McCoy was talking to me about technical stuff, and I did not see if Will Law embarrassed himself out there. I did not hear the crowd go, ooh, or laugh, which is usually what happens when the person in the bat spinning competition does something like maybe veers into the fence or walks out onto the field mistakenly. So I guess Will acquitted himself quite well, as he did last night in the Legends game with a base hit and a stolen base and all kinds of stuff. And at his age, that's not easy to do. So I guess everything happened. Everything went okay as Herman does his warm-up tosses, and you kind of got to wait for the bat spinning to be done to try to start those off. So Nick is out there. He will start off the inning against Zach Malone, then Don Magrella, and then Landon Weiss, the 7, 8, 9 hitters of the Lincoln Potters, as they're looking to get something going besides what they got going in the second inning, which is pretty much 4 of their 7 hits, and all 4 of their runs came in that second inning. Key singles by Landon Weiss and by Cade Sanchez, accounting for 3 of the RBI in that inning. Aiden Isola was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, picked up number 4. Here's Zach Malone, who struck out twice, so Zach is 0 for 2 in this one. Both of those, of course, against Finati. Now he faces Nick Herman. That's hit sharply into right field. That's a quick base hit for Zach Malone. His first real base hit for the Potters. He did it on the first pitch and wrapped it right into right field for a single. So he's down there with nobody out. Hit number 8 for the Potters, and here's Tom Agrella, who has been hit by a pitch and singled. So he is 1 for 1. His single was a little blooper out to right field that the right fielder fell down trying to go after. And Dom is going to wear that one proudly. He say, yeah, I'm 1 for 1. So Malone leading at first. And Agrella waits for the pitch and takes it in there for a strike, 0-1. Looks down at third base coach / manager J.P. John Peters, making his debut tonight. Wearing very bright orange pants. I will say that for him. Potters are wearing the bright orange outfits. Herman steps off and collects himself. And now ready to go again to Dom Agrella. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken. The throw to second base a little bit high, and sliding in safely is Zach Malone. Showing a lot of speed, a lot of quickness right there. Zach got a real good jump. A good throw by Lucas Townsend, but just not in time. And Malone has put himself in scoring position. Agrella took a strike, I believe, make it 0-2. So 0-2, runner at second base, nobody out. Landon Weiss to follow. Herman trying to get Townsend to run through the signs. He's ready now. That's chopped out towards shortstop. Malone's going to take third. Campbell across the diamond, scooped up at first base. Did he get it? No, he did not. So a little bit of a low throw, and Tobin cannot scoop it up, and hustling it out is Dom Agrello. He's over at first base. Going to third is Malone, and it's first and third and nobody out, and Landon Weiss coming to the plate. Going to have to call that an error at the shortstop as he waited for the hop and threw it just a little bit too low to first base. And here's Landon Weiss, as we're having a meeting at the mound, and umpire went to break that up, so Landon Weiss takes advantage of that and walks down to talk to JP at third base. First and third, nobody out. Single and an RBI back in the second for Landon. Struck out in the fourth. He's out of William Jessup University. 1 for 2. He settles in against the right-hander Nick Herman. Short lead at first base by Agrello. He's going to go. The pitch is swung on and hit high and well to left field. Going back at left field. He's going to have room, I think, and making the catch is Schaefer. It's a sacrifice fly. Running back to first base is Agrello, but Malone scores easily. A sacrifice fly by Landon Weiss. He's got his second RBI of the game, and the Potters now lead to 5-1. So I thought he got a little bit more than that, but Schaefer went back to the fence, and it wasn't just a couple of feet in front of the fence. It was close, but didn't have enough to get out of here. But another run batted in for Landon Weiss. He is 1 for 2 with 2 RBI. The Potters pick up a key run there, making it 5-1, and here is Aiden Isola. That one is inside, I imagine. It looked pretty good from here. 1 ball and no strikes on Aiden Isola, who has reached on an error, been hit by a pitch, and hit into a fielder's choice. Short lead at first by Agrella. Right-hand hitting DH. Aiden Isola waits for Herman, who finally delivers. That's hit out towards second base. Scooped up out there over to short for 1, over to first, and I don't think they got Aiden at first base. No, he didn't. And I wouldn't be surprised if the guy at second base was on the bag when he got the ball, but it's under fielder's choice for Isola. He's at first base. Agrella is erased 4-6 at second base. Nice pickup by Tejada out there. Flipped it backhand over to Campbell, but just did not have time to get Isola at first. And here's Trey Furry, who struck out 3 times tonight, so he is very happy that Tanner Fanata is out of the game, and he's looking to start something on Nick Herman. Potters have scored once here in the 6th inning. They lead at 5-1. Breaking ball inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Trey Furry. Cade Sanchez to follow. Zach Malone led up the inning with a single, eventually scoring on the Landon Weiss sacrifice fly. That one's in the dirt again. Nice block by Lucas Townsend. 2 balls, no strikes on Trey Furry. Looks down at JP, giving the signs over there. Let's see if something's happening at first base with Aiden Isola. He's got a lot of speed over there. Potters used the stolen base with Zach Malone in this inning to get him into scoring position. He moved to third on a ground out and was able to score on that sac fly. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Actually, it wasn't a ground out. Should have been a ground out. It was an error on the throw, so no out recorded, but Malone still advancing. 2 balls, 1 strike on Trey Furry. Herman gets set, looks over at first base, and he's going. There's the pitch. Hit high up in the air to left field again. Schaefer goes back again. It looks like he has room in front of the fence and makes the catch for the 3rd out. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the top of the 7th. Potters now leading at 5-1.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Moving along to inning number 7, Logan Bell back out on the mound for the Potters. He'll face Jacob Campbell, then Lucas Schaefer and Braden Holiday, 2, 3, and 4 for the Knicks, who now find themselves trailing 5-1 after the Potters put a run up on the board in the 6th inning. So here is Campbell, who has struck out, grounded out, and walked, so he is 0 for 2 in this one. Shortstop out of the College of Marin. Up against the right-hander Logan Bell from Lisbon, Ohio. Line drive left field line. That is a base hit. Cut off at left field by Malone, rounding first and headed to second, and he will motor in there easily, is Jacob Campbell with a double. So leadoff double here in the 7th. That is hit number 7 for the Knicks, and that one was really smoked by Jacob Campbell. And he is at second with nobody out. And here's Lucas Schaefer, who's singled in the 1st but then struck out in the 3rd and in the 5th. He struck out twice. Let's see. I think we've got Joey Lovelace is going to come in and hit, and he is listed as outfielder and coach on the team. So Lovelace will come in to hit for Schaefer here in the 7th inning. So Lovelace up here, right-handed hitter. Runner at second, nobody out. Takes the first one right down the middle for a strike 0-1. So Lovelace pinch hitting for Lucas Schaefer here in the top of the 7th. Schaefer, as we said, a single, but then 2 call third strikes in the 3rd and in the 5th. Here's the 0-1. That's in the dirt. Stopped by Landon Weiss. Got behind him about 3 inches, and he reached back and picks it up. No advance possible for Jacob Campbell, who's led off the inning with a ringing double to left field. One coming up from Logan Bell. That's fouled out of play to our right by Lovelace, who seemed to be a little bit out ahead of that one. Got on the end of the bat, scooped it over to the right side, but it's 1-2 now on Joey Lovelace. Braden Holiday on deck, the number 4 hitter in the lineup. One and two. Lovelace open stance from the right side against Bell. Checks the runner at second. Breaking ball swung on and fouled at the plate. And Landon Weiss goes, what if I just tag him out and pretend like he didn't foul it? And the umpire was not amused by that and was not fooled at all. So it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joey Lovelace. Bell looks back at second, dancing off his Campbell. 1-2 pitch misses somewhere, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's as definite as I can get on that one. 2-2 on Joey Lovelace. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Potters with the 5-1 lead. And Logan Bell, the 3rd Potters pitcher out on the hill. 2-2 pitch. That one's down low. Nice block by Weiss again. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Lovelace. He was down 1-2 in the count. Now has fought it back to full count with Holiday waiting on deck. That's fouled back to the screen. The fastball right down the middle, and Lovelace just a little bit off on it. Fouls it straight back. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes again. Willie Preston, the best in the business, calling for the Cowbells, and getting a pretty good response from the Potter faithful out here, who are all depressed because the beer sales end at the end of the 7th inning. 3-2 pitch, call, strike 3. A lot of call third strikes for the Knicks tonight. And that'll bring up Braden Holiday, who was hit into a double play fly to left and had an RBI base on balls back in the 5th inning. The only run so far for the Knicks. A bases-loaded base on balls to Braden Holiday. Right-handed hitter. 4 home runs for Sonoma during the season. Sonoma State, that is. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike on 1. Nico Tejada on deck. He is the next scheduled hitter, that is. 0-1, Braden Holiday. That's lifted down the right field line. It'll be out of play out by the Kiln area, the VIPs, where VIPs for the night anyway, where the special occasions, the outings and stuff. Great place down the right field line to do that. And we just were here a couple of days ago, and they were refinishing the area down there, making improvements. So they have really jazzed it up down there. 0-2. Holiday playing right field for the Knicks tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Call, strike 3, inside corner. Another call, third strike. That's the 9th. This is, I think, Shane Callison is going to hit. Number 8 is Shane Callison. He will bat for Nico Tejada. So Callison coming on in the pinch hitting role for Tejada, who was 0 for 3 while he was in there. 9 strikeouts for Potters pitchers, 8 of them looking at the call third strike, which is not usually the ratio you're going to get. So here's Callison, left-handed hitter. Takes the first pitch right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Campbell opened up the inning, top of the 7th, with a ringing double to left field. Then Lovelace was a pinch hitter, struck out looking at a 3-2 pitch, and Holiday striking out looking as well. So 2 outs, and here's Callison with the 0-1, and that one is just misses inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Shane Callison. Another product of Sonoma State University, left-hand hitting infielder. Would be presumed to take over Nico Tejada's place at second base in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 by Logan Bell. Popped up left side. Who's going to call it? Is it going to be the shortstop? No, it's the left fielder, Zach Malone, coming in, and Zach Malone drops the ball. He had it and lost it a little bit right at the end there, and that's going to be an error on Zach Malone, and a run scores as Campbell running with 2 outs. So it'll be an error on the left fielder. Would be no RBI for Callison, but he's on base nonetheless, and now that'll bring up Nick Tobin. Now we're going to have another pinch hitter. It looks like Joey Taddy from College of Marin coming in, Taddie. So he will come in to bat for Nick Tobin, who was 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles and then a pop out to second base back in the 5th. So a run scores on the air. Second error for the Potters today. And here's Taddy. Swings and misses at the first one. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Callison leading off at first base. A short lead over there by Callison. Check swing, he went around. Yes, he did on a high fastball. 0-2 quickly on Joey Taddy. Willie Preston calling for cowbells. We thought we had the third down. We got to keep working. 0-2 now on Joey Taddy. Tries to hit the outside corner, just misses it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Bell checks the runner at first base. Down in the dirt. Walked by Weiss, picked it up. Now goes the runner's going to go down to second. It bounced away from Landon, and he is going to advance as Shane Callison down to second base. So he is in scoring position. Now it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Bell in his second inning of work came on in relief of Devin Martin, who went 1 inning after Anthony Perez went the first 4. Here comes the 2-2 pitch now to Taddy. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. We go to the bottom of 7th. It's time to stretch. Potters leading this one 5-2.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
JT Maloney and Levi Sotomayor, 3, 4, and 5 for the Potters as they try to answer that run with one of their own. Sanchez has flied to right, had a 2-run single in the second and struck out in the fifth, so he is 1 for 3. And then Maloney and Sotomayor. Levi has a couple of hits in this one. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 on Cade Sanchez out of Houston, Texas. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is his college of choice. Right-handed hitter. Playing out at second base for Lincoln tonight. Breaking ball inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tanner Fenati went the first 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, and struck out 8. Here's the pitch. That is down low. Good eye by Sanchez. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball just inside again. Just missed Cade Sanchez, so it is 3 balls and 1 strike. Herman from the windup, the right-hander out of Sonoma State University. Delivers the 3-1 pitch, and it's chopped foul down the third base line, right by the dugout. Nice play out there by one of the extra players. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Cade Sanchez, leading off the bottom of the 7th. Potters lead this one 5-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled into the catcher's glove. Good job by Lucas Townsend. And Sanchez is out on strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's JT Maloney, who's grounded out to short twice and struck out, so he is 0 for 3 in this one. JT out of Sac City College has played a good shortstop for the Potters here tonight. Big right-handed hitter steps in against Nick Herman. That one's outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Cooper Callison's at third base. Jacob Campbell's at short. Nico Tejada was at second. Now it's Shane Callison. And over at first, it was Nick Tobin. Now I think it's probably going to be Joey Taddy over at first base. That's chopped foul down the third base line. Schaefer was in left, was hit for by Lovelace. So Lovelace in left and Herder in center, Holiday in right. So a couple of substitutions for the Knicks here in the first of a 3-game set to open the 2023 summer season. Herman asking for time. He steps off and he's ready to come back and go at 1 ball and 1 strike against JT Maloney. That's it. Foul down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maloney takes that one outside for a ball. 2-2. Levi Sotomayor to follow, the center fielder with a single and a double tonight. Potters with 8 hits on the night. Maloney hits that one down the right field line, but it's going to slice out of play over on the kiln area over there, so it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes on JT. Potters with 4 in the second, picked up 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Single runs in the 5th and the 7th for the Knicks. Have us at a 5-2 score. Maloney swings and misses at a high fastball. 2 quick strikeouts for Herman here in the 7th, and now he'll face Levi Sotomayor, the center fielder out of Sac City College. Left-handed hitter. Singled and scored back in the 2nd, grounded to 2nd in the 3rd, and then doubled in the 5th, but it was a 2-out double, and he was stranded there when Brandon Springer grounded out. So Levi steps in against Nick Herman. Swings and misses. Took something off that one, did Nick Herman, look like. 0-1 on Levi. Potters, I think the Potters orange is kind of wearing on me, kind of getting into my system, kind of getting into my subconscious. Not so much Stones McCoy. 0-1 pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. I respect a man who'll just have his commitments, has his feelings, and just will say what he feels. He doesn't care that I will get him in trouble for it. One ball, 2 strikes. That one sails outside, evens the count at 2-2. Two and two. Breaking ball, call strike 3. Good inning for Nick Herman, struck out all 3 batters. We go to the top of the 8th. Potters lead this one 5-2.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the 8th, new pitcher again for the Potters is Peyton Stumbo, the 6'2", 195 right-hander out of Auburn, California, and University of Nevada. He is the 4th pitcher for the Potters. Perez started, then Devin Martin, and then Logan Bell, who went 2 innings. Perez went 4, Martin 1, and Bell 2, and now Peyton Stumbo coming on. He will face 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Knicks. And we're going to hold off on announcing who that is because they've been throwing some pinch hitters up there. They have a very long roster, do the Knicks, and good for them. About half of them out of Sonoma State University. It looks like we may have a pinch hitter here for going 2. I think that's number 11, which would make it Zach White. So Zach White comes in to bat in the spot of Jaden Huang 2. First pitch is check swing slowly out towards second base. Sanchez comes in, gets it, and guns it over to first, and quickly an out is recorded here in the 8th inning. Here's Lucas Townsend, the catcher. I imagine Lucas is staying in, but maybe I should have imagined that, waited on that. We'll see. If it is Townsend, he's reached on an air and grounded out twice. No, it is Lucas Townsend, so number 20, Lucas Townsend, still in there. So Stumbo's first pitch is a little bit outside Townsend. As we mentioned, reached on an air in the 2nd, then grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th, grounded to 3rd in the 6th. So he is 0 for 3, is Lucas Townsend. Fastball misses outside, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like Eli Hancock is on deck to bat for Brandon Herder. Big left-handed hitter Eli Hancock, but right now it's about Lucas Townsend. Swing and a miss at a fastball from Stumbo. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right-hander Peyton Stumbo against the right-hander Lucas Townsend. Breaking ball misses inside. Actually, it got the inside corner. My bad. Lucas Townsend also sharing my hesitation there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two coming up from Stumbo from the windup. Chopped down the first base line. That is a foul ball down that first base line. 50-50 tonight, $415, and Jackie is your winner. So if you know Jackie, then congratulations, you know a winner. And maybe hit her up for a loan before she hits Thunder Valley and drops all that over there. Not that that's what I would do or anything. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Nice pitch by Stumbo. Gets the strike out of Townsend. So 2 outs here in the 8th, and that'll bring up the pinch hitter Eli Hancock. Herder with 2 for 2 while he was in there. Brandon Herder was 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch, but he is being hit for by Eli Hancock. Big left-handed hitter against Peyton Stumbo here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. First pitch is swung on and missed by Stumbo. Right-hander working quickly ahead 0-1 on Eli Hancock. Top of the order, Cooper Callison will be next for the Knicks. Swing and a miss again. Nice job by Stumbo getting ahead. Same pitch twice, and swung on and missed by Hancock twice. Oh and 2 on the pinch hitter Hancock. That's in the dirt for a ball, 1-2 from Peyton Stumbo. Anthony Perez went the first 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 5. Then Devin Martin went the 5th inning. Logan Bell came on for the 6th and the 7th, and now it's Peyton Stumbo. 1-2 pitch, call, strike 3. Good inning by Peyton Stumbo. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Potters leading on this one 5-2.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
New pitcher for the Novato Knicks is John Holtz, the right-hander out of Shoreline Community College. Sonoma State College. They have a Luke Holt and a John Holtz. I went the wrong one. Sonoma State College, John Holt. Everybody knows that, number 22. He will face Brandon Springer, Zach Malone, and Don Magrella. 6, 7, and 8 for the Potters here in the bottom of the 8th as they are nursing the 5-2 lead with 4 of those runs coming in the first inning, 1 in the 6th. Single runs in the 5th and 7th for the Knicks, and a tremendous job by Potters relievers Logan Bell and Peyton Stumbo coming out and striking out 6 in 3 innings, giving up just 1 unearned run. Anthony Perez went the first 4 innings, struck out 5, gave up a nothing. And John Holtz is finishing up his warm-up tosses. And Brandon Springer is ready to come up and be the first hitter for the Potters. The right fielder out of William Jessup, who's come out here and had a couple of doubles tonight, scored a run back in the second, doubled in the second, doubled in the third as well, grounded to second back in the 5th. So Brandon is 2 for 3 in this one. Playing right field for the Potters in their home opener. First of a 3-game series. Again, if you're going to come out to tomorrow night's game, first of all, thank you. Secondly, come out here early because it's a 6:05 first pitch, not 6:35, owing to the fireworks after the game. And then on Sunday, it's an afternoon game, 1:05, the first pitch for the afternoon affairs. So here's Springer against Holt. That's high for a ball. 1-0 on Brandon. Make your plans for next week. Tuesday and Thursday, home against the Sacramento Yankees, and then the weekend is the Menlo Park Legends, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That is in there for a strike, 1-1. And then CCL play starts the next weekend, or the next week, with a couple of games against Sonoma, 6th and 8th, and the 10th on the road. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On Brandon Springer. That's outside, 2-2. Good crowd out here for the opening night. All of them hanging around, or many of them hanging around here to see the end. Hopefully the Potters close it down with a 1-2-3 ninth and put this one away. Breaking ball is fouled back to the screen. And Springer stays alive. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brandon. Doubled down the right field line back in the 2nd, inside first base, and then down the left field line in the 3rd before grounding out in the 5th inning. Fastball misses outside, so it goes full on Brandon Springer. 3 balls and 2 strikes. John Peters in his first managerial game, officially as manager of the Potters. Swing and a miss on a ball, maybe a little bit outside, but Springer goes for it, so he strikes out. That is 12 strikeouts for the Knicks pitchers. And it brings up Zach Malone, who struck out twice and singled and scored a run back in the 6th inning. He had struck out his first 2 times, then came up with the 6th against Nick Herman and took the first pitch and drilled it into right field. Stole second, went to third on a fielder's choice, and then scored on a sacrifice fly. Takes that one on the inside corner for a strike, so it's quickly 0-1 on Zach Malone. Pops that one out of play to our left, so it's quickly 0-2 on Zach Malone. Out of Orangevale, California, Wood Creek High School. Headed for Sacramento State. Going to be a Hornet. make that Roseville, California, as I moved him from Orangeville to Roseville quickly. Outside corner call, strike 3. Second straight strikeout for John Holtz. 2 outs here in the 8th, and here is Dom Agrella, who has been hit by a pitch, singled, and reached on an error. So he's on base 3 times by 3 different means. The first baseman out of Sac City stepping in, right-handed hitter against John Holtz. That's 5 straight strikeouts for the Knicks pitchers as they strike out the side in the 7th and so far in the 8th. Outside on the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. No activity that we can see in the Potter's pen, so it means Peyton Stumbo will more than likely come out for the 9th inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball by Don. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in number 10 in the orange uniforms, all orange. Which, it takes a while to grow on me, but I think it's getting there. 1-1 pitch is down low. 2 balls, 1 strike on Dom. Top of the 9th will be the top of the order for the Knicks. Cooper Callison, Jacob Campbell, and Joey Lovelace. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Agrella gets on. It'll be Landon Weiss, who has a couple of runs batted in for the Potters. Single back in the 2nd and a sacrifice fly in the 6th. Outside, ball 4. So Agrella gets on base again. That's 4 times today, 4 different ways. Hit by pitch, walk, single, error. So he is down at first base with 2 outs, and here is Landon Weiss, the catcher. RBI single and scored in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 4th, and then the sacrifice fly to deep left field back in the 6th. Give the Potters that extra run number 5. And then out of William Jessup University, steps in here against John Holtz. Outside, the ball's going to get away from Townsend. Going down to second base is Dom Agrella. Kind of a fastball that was off the glove of Townsend, just a little bit too far outside and a little bit too fast for him to really get a beat on that one. And as a result, Agrella down at second base. 1 ball, no strikes. Dom getting a good lead off at second base. Fastball misses outside and high. 2-0. Shane Callison, the new second baseman out there for the Knicks. Nico Tejada was there for the first part of the ball game. Here's the 2-0. That's in the dirt, 3-0. Top of the order on deck, Aiden Isola would be next if Landon could get on base here. Three balls, no strikes. That is high, ball 4. So a couple of walks after 2 were out here. First and second, here's Aiden Isola. He has reached on an error, been hit by a pitch, and bounced into 2 fielders' choices. So he is 0 for 3. Does have an RBI. Was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Lucas Townsend goes out to talk to John Holtz, who started out very promising, striking out the first 2 hitters he faced. Then he walked Agrella and walked Landon Weiss. Isola from Granite Bay High School and Sac City College. They had an excellent season as well, making it into the NorCal playoffs. So Aiden looks it over, steps in with 2 outs and 2 on here in the 8th inning. Holtz taking his time, getting his sign now from Townsend. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Aiden Isola trying to be patient enough and see if Holtz is going to take something off one just to get it over the plate. And Isola can take a cut at it. 1 ball and no strikes right now. Look back at second by Holtz. Here's the 1-0. Isola takes it high, and it bounces off the glove of the catcher, and everybody will move up. Second and third now for Aiden Isola. A couple of runners in scoring position could really put this one a little bit out of reach for the Knicks with a base hit here. Trey Furry waits on deck. Isola ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Slightly open stance from the right side for Aiden. Waits for the 2-0 from John Holtz. Swing and a miss, something off that one. 2-1 on Aiden Isola. Looks down at JP down at the third base coaching box. Get a little bit of advice, a little mentorship down there. Settles back in the batter's box with a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Swing and a miss at that fastball. 2-2. So Holtz finds it after 2 balls, after 2 walks, and then 2 balls to Isola. He's come in with 2 straight strikes, evening the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We sit here in the bottom of the 8th with the Potters holding that 5-2 lead. Swing and a miss. He got him on strike. So Holtz comes through after walking 2. He strikes out 3 in the inning as we go to the 9th inning. Potters 5, Knicks 2.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Here we are, top of the 9th. Peyton Stumbo out on the mound for his second inning of work for the Potters. And he'll start with the top of the order and Cooper Callison, who swings and fouls the first pitch back to the screen. Cooper has doubled, struck out, walked, and grounded out, so he is a 1 for 3. Second baseman out of Sonoma State University. Hit .288 for the Seawolves this year. He's followed by Jacob Campbell and then Joey Lovelace. Next pitch sails outside from Stumbo, so it's 1-1 on Cooper Callison. 5-2, top of the 9th. Fans waiting around, want to see a first Potters win of the 2023 summer season. Outside for a ball. Looks like Ansel Carson is on deck to bat for Jacob Campbell. But right now it's all about Cooper Callison. And that is inside for a ball, so it's 3-1 on Callison. Just trying to get on base here as his team trails by 3 in the top of the 9th. Three-one pitch is in there, call strike 2. Nice pitch by Stumbo. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled out of play to our left. It'll stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cooper Callison. Inside corner call, strike 3. So another call, 3rd strike for Potter's pitchers. Callison is out on strikes, and that will bring up the pinch hitter Ansel Carson. Carson batting for Jacob Campbell, who was 1 for 3 and scored a run. He had a double scored in the 7th inning. So it is Ansel Carson, infielder out of Contra Costa Community College. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Peyton Stumbo. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Joey Lovelace on deck. He batted for Lucas Schaefer back in the 7th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball hits the inside corner. Call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ansel Carson here with 1 out in the 9th inning. Potters leading at 5-2. That was a nice pitch inside corner again. 1-2. Carson went back out over the plate, and that one moved him back and hit that corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ansel Carson, the pinch hitter here in the top of the 9th inning. That's chopped out towards shortstop. It's going to be a tough play out there for Maloney. Nice turn. Got it to first. Did he get him? No, he pulled him off the base at first. It's going to have to be a tough play because the extra hop of the left-handed Carson running down to first base. He is safe at first. Going to be an infield single, I think, for Ansel Carson, as that's just a tough play. Maloney had to wait for that unless he came all the way up and got the big hop, which he wasn't in position to do. Here's Joey Lovelace, who struck out in the 7th as a pinch hitter for Lucas Schaefer. Right-handed hitter. Up here with 1 out and 1 on now for the Knicks. Big breaking ball is up high, 1-0 on Lovelace. He's followed by Braden Holiday, number 4 hitter in the lineup for Novato tonight. They trail at 5-2, but a runner at first and 1 out here in the 9th. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Lovelace, a right-handed hitter against a right-hander Stumbo, the 4th pitcher. That one is in there for a strike again. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joey Lovelace. 8 hits tonight for the Knicks. 2 runs, 1 of them unearned. Throw over to first base, and the runner is back in. One ball, 2 strikes on Lovelace. Open stance on the right side, kind of a pronounced crouch there. 1-2 pitches hit well to left field. Malone moves over, is in position, makes the catch, and gets it back into the infield. So the line drive held up long enough for Zach Malone to come over and make the play. 2 outs now, and here's Braden Holiday, who has hit into a double play fly to left, walked and struck out. Now we've got another pinch hitter. Looks like Jake Moore will be the hitter. So Jake Moore is coming in to bat for Holiday. So Jake Moore, outfielder out of Chapman University, right-handed hitter against Peyton Stumbo. Runner at first, 2 outs here in the 9th. There's a big breaking ball, went high over the head of Jake Moore. So he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Stumbo checks first base. Fastball is swung on and missed. Big cut by Jake Moore. You know, I don't like to talk out of school, but 1 more strike and we might see the famous last. Oh, wait a minute. He's out here. It's not even last strike guy, and there's 2 strikes left. Is it 1 and 2? I thought it was 1 and 1. Well, let's see. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe he can talk the umpire into giving him an extra strike. That's what last strike guy does. He comes out, he uses persuasion, he uses humiliation, he uses fans. He uses everything. I thought it was 1-1, so I wasn't even ready for him, but he's having so much fun, I don't even care. It's in there, called strike, and his strike two. So the last strike guy was out here. He got another strike, but now he's got to do another one because he's the last 2-strike guy, which is a new guy. He didn't even know who that was. So it's 1-2. So he's decided to expand his role this year, and the crowd loves last strike guy or last 2-strike guy. Throw over to first base, and the runner is back in. That would be kind of anticlimactic if they just picked the guy at first base when the last strike guy is going crazy down there. He's just got it. He's there. Oh, man, he is asking for it. The last strike guy is amazing. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. The last strike guy never fails. Stumbo strikes him out to end the ball game, and the Potters win the first game of the 2023 summer season. Your final score, the Lincoln Potters 5, the Novato Knicks just 2. So the Potters get the first win under John Peters, the new manager. We're back with Potters post game right after this on Stones Radio Networks.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori. And she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters Baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community.
Welcome into the Potters postgame, and we are now going to attempt to talk to our player of the game. His name is Logan Bell. There he is down on the field. He's got thousands and thousands of kids around him because he's so popular. Logan Bell, congratulations on being our first ever this season Potters player of the game.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Logan, here's one of the reasons that you're the player of the game. You did a great job dealing for 2 innings, but I didn't even know you were on the team this year until I looked at the thing and they said, who's pitching? And it's Logan Bell. I said, no, it can't be Logan Bell. It must be somebody with his jersey. But I'll tell you, Logan, you came in here and you went out there and looked like you really kind of shut the door on the Knicks. You absolutely had an idea of what you were doing out there.
Yeah, I mean, start of the game, we were talking to Marge, and he was just like, hey, remember who you are, throw what you got, and just attack them with what you have. Be confident.
Well, it totally showed out there. And tell us, I mean, you're obviously one of our favorite Potters from the past. How did Logan Bell find himself out on the Potters again this year?
So last year, when I blew up my elbow in the spring, I talked to Matt, and I was like, hey, if you'll have me, I'd love to come back to Lincoln, play next year. And it kind of worked out perfectly to where I could be out here and enjoy being back here in Lincoln, California.
Well, it's super great to have you back. I mean, like I said, we've been fans for a long time. But now you mentioned the injured elbow. Is there any trepidation as far as you when you go out there throwing on the mound? You still think about that at all, or are you past that?
No, I'm kind of to the point where I believe in myself enough and what I've done the past 14 months rehabbing to where I can go out there, be confident, and just like throw what I want when I want and just let it eat.
Well, I'd love to hear it. And again, we'd love to see you out there. I mean, you've been through an arduous road and you got yourself back. And congratulations on being our first Potters player of the game. And Logan, it's just great to see you back out on the field playing for the Lincoln Potters. Thanks a lot for being with us.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
All right, Logan Bell, our player of the game. We're back with more in the post-game show right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome back to the Sky High post-game show. Potters win this one 5-2. And Stones, if you'd have told me before the game the Potters are getting the win, I would have probably been most happy for JP, John Peters, to get his first win as a manager. But I don't know. After talking to Logan Bell, you know, we love our former Potters.
Yes.
Kind of got tugging at the heartstrings there.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we love our former Potters, Logan Bell being one of them, Anthony Perez, another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Got some
Great
returning
call.
guys. And The former Potters really showed out tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought you're right.
Lost
Anthony
my
Brisk.
voice a little bit
I don't want to minimize what Anthony did. As he
Yeah.
did what we talked about, what he always does. He comes
Always.
out and gives the Potters 4, 5, 6 innings, whatever it is they need. They came in, and Devin Martin came in, and he looked strong, but he was a little bit wild. And then shutting the door, Loganville, I thought, really restored the Potters and got the balance back, and the Potters get the win 5-2. So tell me a little bit, just an overall of what you liked about what you saw tonight, besides the former Potters.
I just love the energy from this team. I mean, they've only been together for what, maybe a couple of days?
2 days, yeah.
And-
JP said 2 days.
And they already seem like they're a group starting to form a tight knit bond. You hear cheering out of the dugout, not normally this early in the season
That's
with
true.
a bunch of new guys.
It's true.
That was one of the things I really loved. And then, I am the last strike guy.
Yes, and I was wondering what was going on there because I thought
we started
are you the
early.
last 2 strike guy
We
now?
started early because we were having scoreboard issues pretty
Yes,
much all
yes,
game.
we were, yes.
So I wasn't sure if it was 1 or 2 strikes.
But I was the only one who knew it was 1 strike, and I never count on myself to know anything.
I
So,
know. So
and I thought you kept it going pretty well out there.
But the most important part of all of that, what I just said, is the fans. The
Yeah.
fans tonight, first game back after a whole year off, and they brought it.
They did bring
really
it.
brought it.
They
They
did
brought
bring
it
it.
tonight. So, those couple of things, I mean, the baseball's going to get better.
Yeah, it
This
is.
team can only get better. They've got a bunch of young studs out here, and it looks like they're starting to play together. And it's going to be a fun season.
It's going to be a fun season. It was a fun first game. Potters win at 5-2. Reminder, we're back tomorrow, 6:05, first pitch against these same Novato Knicks. It's a fireworks night, so that's why the early start. We're on with about 5:50 with the Potters pregame show brought to you by Crate and Barrel, I think. Is that what it is?
No, but
That's close enough,
that's
though,
close
right?
enough,
That's
yeah.
close enough. Thank
We'll
you.
go with
That's
that.
why I never go off script. For Mark the Phantom Low, for Stones McCoy, for Engineer Raleigh, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you next time on the Stones Radio Network.
I think we're ready to rock.